Hello, guys. What's up? Welcome to the stream. We are here. Today is Global Esports versus DRX. भाई ये वाला गेम है. Hard to die साहब है, guys. What's gonna happen? Let's see, guys. अरे मैंने पिक पेन को साइड नहीं किया अभी तक और
good players on their team. It's a six-man roster, as I understand it here. But last week, we saw a little bit of a fumble come from Global.
Yeah, I mean, this was a roster a lot of people were excited about, right? And myself included. I really like how they approached their off-season, this casting of the wide net in their kind of scouting process. I thought it was great to be able to do that. And, you know, we saw the likes of Crystal and Pappy being picked up, which are players that we've both rated for quite some time. So we were very, very excited by this. And, you know, they started week 1 strong by defeating DFM. But then last week...
Good morning भैया, good morning भाई. क्या हालचाल है? कल तो तू रात को बहुत लेट आया था भाई. संतोषी माता.
His comms a little bit, and some games he's not as good as he was in tier 2, but he is still fine for me. I think Papi is someone that I have followed his career for a long time, been a massive fan of his, but he has not been good since the start of kickoff. He has been struggling quite a lot lately.
I noticed, Pilsky, you don't play the Poppy song anymore. I used to
play the Poppy song to get myself pumped up for the GE games, and there hasn't been very much going on in the talent room lately. So
कल रात
I
को
think both Papi and Patrick Hu are having a rougher time, particularly in that last
कल
game.
रात
But
का
just
बोल
in
रहा हूँ.
general, we have not seen the best of Papi since the start of kickoff when he was winning those sick clutches in the opening games. And for Patrick Hu, I mean,
वो माइनक्राफ्ट खेल रहा था तो चला गया. अच्छा कोई नहीं.
I think Pacific, it's crazy how many rookies with unproven experience step up into Pacific and do really well. In other esports titles, that almost never happens. So I think for me, Patrick Hu is the kind of performance that I expect, but we'll see if he can turn it around. It's going to be really tough against this opponent specifically, though.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk more about the Southeast Asian rookies in particular in a bit. But DRX, if they win this match today, they're going to tie with their previous longest win streak, which I believe was 7 wins in 2023. So that means they're up to 6 consecutive wins. And of course,
DRX तो भाई अपनी विन स्ट्रीक पे चल रही है गाइस. रात को आया था तो आप थोड़े एंड मेरे को भी नींद आ रही थी तो सोचा कल बात कर लूंगा. ठीक है कोई नहीं भाई. ऑल जी भाई बहुत टाइम से DRX तो जीतती आ रही है भाई. कैसे आ रहेंगे यार DRX को हैं. इधर तो थैंक यू होती दिख रही है मेरे को.
This will be kind of the tie for the organizational length, but this wouldn't be Mako's longest win streak. Back in the day in Vision Strikers, 103 games, I think it was, when he was there. So
that's all right.
This is a man who understands win streaks. This is a man who knows how to win these games.
Let's see. Can we win today, guys?
Still continuing that forward, so a lot to look forward to.
Putting Australia into the team, are they trying to make it harder for themselves? Is it too easy for DRX? Is that what's going on?
So I know me and you we have very contrasting opinions.
अच्छा हाँ इन्होंने ऑस्ट्रेलिया को डाल दिया ना randomly.
For me, I'm worried about this, if I'm honest, because when I see this DRX team, we see them on a big win streak. We see them winning kickoff. Yes,
मागो का होल्डिंग स्ट्रांग है ना काफी भैया.
Why are we making changes?
होल्डिंग की बात नहीं है. मागो वैसे वो बढ़िया है.
I'm thinking about and that man played a lot of Sova, didn't he?
Yeah.
ओवरऑल पोजीशनिंग मागो की बहुत बढ़िया रहती है वे. तो उसके एंगल्स वगैरह सारी चीज हमेशा से ही बहुत ज्यादा अच्छे रखे हैं. उन पे सबसे ज्यादा काम किया है उसने. उसी पे पोजीशनिंग एंगल्स वो हमेशा वही प्रैक्टिस करा है उसने सबसे ज्यादा. इसलिए तुम्हें लगता है कि वो होल्ड अच्छा कर रहा है लेकिन वो बस पोजीशनली अच्छा मूव कर रहा होता है तो मरता ही नहीं है.
Yudatan has been the standout GE for me. And in kickoff, we saw him play this duelist role, and we were very, very impressed by his duelist, right? And now with Patrick Hu joining the lineup, we've seen him move mostly back to Sentinel unless they want to play that double duelist. We look back.
यार यूरोटान का दिखाओ यार. duelist पे डालो. Got it.
It looked like a real return to form for him. So I don't mind.
यूरोटान को डालो भाई duelist पे. मेरे को इसका duelist देखना है भाई.
I think Yudatan is the star of this GE lineup.
I think
Exactly.
at the end of the day, we're getting to the point where I said it in kickoff when Patrick, who wasn't able to get a visa yet, we hadn't seen him play. Just put him on the duelist at some point and put Darion back in the lineup if you're not finding success, because this guy was pretty sick. He had some off games towards the end of kickoff, I will admit, but for the most part, when you put Yudatan on the duelist, he is unleashed.
आज क्या लगता है इसकी यार?
Interesting take. Now,
अभी तो कुछ नहीं कह सकते. मतलब देख जितना देख सीधा सीधा गेम है, उसमें तो DRX को हराना बहुत मुश्किल है, लेकिन DRX ने आज एस्ट्रेला को लाइनअप में डाला है भाई. रैंडमली उन्होंने अपनी 5-man रोस्टर ही चेंज कर दिया, तो कुछ गेम्स हो सकता है, आज चांस है फिर अपने पास. जी ने आइसबॉक्स हटा दिया.
And DRX has gone, well, you've left Ascent open this time. Let's give that a crack. They did play it themselves.
जी Ascent खेलेगी भाई आज. स्प्लिट में तो बहुत बढ़िया परफॉर्म किया था उसने. किसने किसकी बात कर रहा तू? जी का कोच भी नहीं है. नहीं असिस्टेंट कोच तो है ही.
In a way, you kind of have to expect your opponents to go, okay, right, well,
Decider map.
Let's see how good you managed to improve.
But I will say,
Fracture.
GE picking Split, it's probably the map they've looked the best on. That DFM game they lost in OT and kickoff, it was like a bit of a messy one. But some of their other games on Split, we were like back when we were looking at GE and saying,
हम अभी भी स्प्लिट खेल रहे हैं भाई, सबको पता है हमारा स्प्लिट.
Yeah, I don't think so. That is going to be a tough third map, I'd say, because DRX Fracture has been pretty decent, actually. But I just want to see what have GE got on Ascent this time, because they've left it open. They get to start defense here, and Split is a must-win if they want to do anything in this series.
Hello, Navsurya Prasad bhai, क्या हाल है?
And we're getting Fracture as their decider map one more time. We had that both series yesterday, and I'm really glad because we're Fracture fans. Here are our predictions.
I mean, Global's Filipinos, so 3 Filipinos, Mika.
That makes sense.
1 + 1 = 2 at this point.
Yep, that's what it is. So that's the predictions here, and I think why we won DRX is fairly obvious. The viewers seem to think the same. And with that,
Global's Filipino बोल दिया भाई.
Stage because VCT Pacific.
Guys, Global's Filipino बोल दिया भाई. ना, ये भाई गलत बात है. जी जीत गई तो मजे हैं. जी जीत गई तो मजे हैं. जी यार जीतना बहुत ही मुश्किल है बे, मतलब बहुत मुश्किल है बे. कोई चांस मतलब ऐसा सीधा सीधा दिख ही नहीं रहा है. DRX यार बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग है बे. अगर तू उनके सिर्फ डिसिप्लिन ही देखेगा ना, वही बहुत ज्यादा है अपन से यार. हमारे प्लेयर को स्टेप अप करना पड़ेगा मेजरली, बहुत मेजरली, स्पेशली ड्यूलिस्ट. और सामने यूनमिन खेल रहा है भाई. यूनमिन बहुत अच्छा ड्यूलिस्ट है, उसको टक्कर देना आज बहुत बड़ा टास्क है, पता है, पैट्रिक हू के लिए.
मगर सिर्फ यही की चीज है कि या तो विन है या तो लर्न है.
आज लर्निंग लग रही है भाई मेरे को.
DRX is coming back into old
DRX
victory form.
एस्ट्रेला को कैसे खिला रहे हैं भाई आज मेन लाइनअप में?
IGL today. If they win today, this will
तो इन्होंने हटाया किसको बे? यूनमिन, माको, फ्लैशबैक, फ्रीइंग. पांचवा कौन था इनका?
On that roster, but also Pacific was a very.
बे यार मैं कंफ्यूज हो गया हूँ. इनका प्लेयर था कौन भाई?
अभी हम क्लिप करेंगे अपने लिए. तो क्लिपिंग ऐसे हो कि हम चैंपियन. ओके गाइस,
roster. They are not keeping everything the same.
No, they haven't. So this is going to be very exciting to see, especially with Estrella in the roster. But going against esports, they have also completely changed their roster.
Estrella तो IGL है, क्या करेंगे? IGL change करेंगे.
Much better, but last week they had a bit of a stumble. Can they pick it back up this week?
Yeah, they're coming in today 1-1, a strong week 1 and not a so hot week 2. Now is the chance for them to really kind of turn that around. But they have a
शक्लों से नहीं लग रहे भाई.
make it to playoffs, and it starts today.
शक्लों से नहीं लग रहे, हम confident नहीं लग रहे भाई. जीजी है.
Absolutely right. They are
It's over, guys.
the top 4 of Group Alpha, but this is a very precarious position depending on today's match.
For sure. I mean, they did put DFM away, but when you look at a round robin group, you're looking at games like this and knowing that they're going to be tough for you. So we'll get the coach fist bump here. Big man Elevated has got a lot of work to do. He's now working for two fellas.
सिर्फ watching पे points मिलते हैं क्या? Chat करनी पड़ेगी, chat करनी पड़ेगी भाई. पूरा परिवार डरा हुआ है भाई. डरने की बात नहीं है, शक्ल पे कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं दिख रहा, नर्वसनेस दिख रही है.
There's no dancing around it. They have a mountain to climb today.
It's over, guys.
It's not great timing for them. I mean, this is an important game. I think they've got to reserve their expectations at the end of the day. They would have anyway. DRX is going to be a tough opponent for anyone in Pacific. So I think this might have to be a little bit of a test game, a little bit of a learning game for Global. And I want to see particularly on Split the map.
क्यों भाई chat नहीं करनी मुझे? क्यों नहीं करनी भाई technical तेरे को chat वाला?
Esports is going to be against Gen G. So this is a really tough way to end the group stage for Global Esports. But you know what? I don't think this is a situation like even 2 years ago, even last year. Global does have a shot at this. I know we saw our predictions there and it's like, yes,
this doesn't look good, bhai. This doesn't look good.
But I think this is something that Global can achieve.
Yeah, I think the ceiling is high. Just can you make it work today?
Bye, look.
The agent picks coming in, and I want to focus on DRX first.
पहला एसेंट है, एसेंट के ऊपर ब्रैटिक हो जेट खेल रहा है. एटलीस्ट चलो हम जेट खेल रहे हैं. आई एम हैप्पी विद दैट.
Freeing back on the Teo. So if you want to run double duelist, putting Estrella on the Senti makes the most sense. I quite like this from DRX.
और योरू और जेट खेल रहे हैं.
Side of their opponent's map pick are rocking the classic double sentinel. Deadlock Cypher, very popular, used to be run with.
हमारे पास भी एसेंट में कैसे सोवा नहीं खेल रही दोनों में से कोई टीम. मैं हैरान हूँ भाई. मैं मेजर हैरान हूँ भाई.
All right, to take us through day 3 of week 3, it is 2 casters.
कमाल है भाई.
It's Achilles and Paperthin.
The only info we have.
Hello, it's us. You know us. We're 2 casters.
Teo drone. बस एक Teo drone पे दोनों टीम info पे खेलेगी guys.
2 chill matches here today. Perhaps we're hoping for things to be
भी नहीं है.
here. We're hoping that we get some excitement from these series, but we have some very clear favorites. The desk was just talking about it. DRX, our kickoff champions, going up against Global. And for Global, this is a big one. If they are able to find a victory here, make this, even just a series, then their odds of making it to the playoffs become stronger and stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, GE can get it done here today. They're a team that has really strong fundamentals. They look like they are slowly but surely putting the pieces together. Patrick Hu comes in. Now you've got the full 5-man roster that you originally wanted to roll with. And at times, they can look like they can contend with anybody in Pacific. So we're going to have to see if they can bring that in the server today. Obviously, with DRX, there's the big change with Estrella. Him being on the Vice, that's his first time playing that agent. So this is going to be quite interesting to see with him. We're so used to seeing him on kind of like
30 बहुत expensive हो गई. 50 की damn.
A little bit of a different role that he's asked to slot into. With now DRX leaning into this more double duelist heavy style that Flashback is picking up with the Yoru.
चलो guys, मैच पे फोकस करने दो अब मेरे को. पिस्टल विन रेट तो अपना बहुत खराब है भाई. जीजी. स्टेज 1 का हमारा 37% विन रेट है पिस्टल का.
Tiny bit of damage going to be taken, and Global Esports is going to continue scaling forward, taking so much control over mid. And they've got 2 players that they can intercept.
उन्होंने A ले लिया, हम high mid push कर दिए.
Shots did ring through by Poppy. A scrape of damage on the freeing.
Mako finding one, and he's eventually able to find the headshot, avoid taking damage. Poppy going to be caught off guard there from behind.
यार पापी पीछे से कैसे मर सकता है भाई?
He's meant to go ahead and put him down on the floor. Still a bit of a cutoff here from freeing. Does have the stealth drone, but Now,
भाई पापी वहाँ पे पीछे से कैसे मार सकता है भाई? तेरे को पता तो है.
instant headshot. Salvo's going to be sent. Will get caught on the timing there. Zipton's able to find one, but now he's got to wait these out. In the meantime, it's all on Crystal versus 3 that are still standing on the site.
चलो कोई बात नहीं. G winning. आज तो नहीं लग रहा.
This is overall just incredibly well navigated from the side of DRX and Mako in particular.
क्या करूँ समझ नहीं आ रहा भाई यूनिट. किस बारे में?
Of the game plan here, or the chaos I should say.
नहीं हमारे प्रोटोकॉल गड़बड़ है भाई. हमें यहाँ पे जाके पता नहीं हमारा बंदा यहाँ पहुँच गया उसको पता नहीं कि अब मैं क्या करूँ भाई. वो यहाँ से यहाँ देख रहा है भाई.
IGL previously in RRQ, would he be taking over that role? No, it's still Mako, and Mako makes
अच्छा नहीं वो मेन देखता हुआ जा रहा है.
his ability to call for the accelerate towards A site after they identify the push out on the catwalk, and then his ability to re-clear that space, find that pick, get the plant down.
Nah, bro.
Green buys a ton of time on the backside. That opens up so much for DRX there in that post plant. Beautifully navigated by DRX. No other way to slice it. That is a really just incredibly intelligent round.
Relatively standard purchase here for the side of DRX. That Vandal in with the Bulldogs. A stinger in the hands of Fring. Nothing but classics here for Global. As Pixel out of place. A little bit of a warning shot there from Estrella over onto Patrick Ku, trading back some of that damage.
A little bit of patience being shown by DRX, trying to suss out a little bit more info.
Bit more taken here.
अबे यार ये वाला गेम खेलना ना मेरे को बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है. अब देखो बी मेन का बिल्कुल कोई इन्फो है ही नहीं. समझ रहे हो? इधर भी तुम्हें खुद आना पड़ेगा, इधर भी तुम्हें खुद आना पड़ेगा. इस मैप के ऊपर मेरे को ये चीज बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है. क्या लगता है who is going to win? नहीं लग रहा है यार. 2-0 लग रहा है मेरे को सीधा सीधा. 2-0 वो भी 13-4 दोनों मैप पे. तो स्प्लिट पे तो शायद क्या पता अपन फिर भी बेटर खेले. हमारे थोड़े से चीजें सेट हैं उधर. इधर तो अपन नहीं लग रहे. We don't look like it. भाई जी इस कॉम के साथ अटैक कैसे करेगी? अटैक डिफेंस कैसे करेगी भाई? अटैक तो तू छोड़ दे. अबे अपने पास इन्फो ही नहीं है भाई. एक बस टेओ का ड्रोन है, ठीक है. उसके अलावा साइफर का कैम है. उससे तुम कितना इन्फो लोगे? या तो तुमने कुछ बहुत भयंकर लेवल का कुकअप किया है. अब बहुत फ्री टाइम मिल गया है इसलिए स्ट्रीम पे आ गया. ठीक है भाई.
Not dialed in on it. They obviously hear the footsteps, but yep, headshot will come through. Flashback. We'll be able to go ahead and get that ult online as DRX a very clean anti-eco.
Euroton मरा ही नहीं.
I mean,
Euroton मरा नहीं. अबे यार क्या अपने
DRX in the protocols, in the fundamentals, in the awareness. Great pick there by Mako.
अबे यार
just pushes his way up through short. Find that freebie and back on out. You know, with freeing.
ईगो भी खराब हो गई.
You expect him to put tons of numbers up.
या तो एल है या तो नहीं है. हम नर्वस है भाई. बहुत नर्वस खेल रहे हैं. लगता है साइफर ट्विटर बिजी था. नहीं अबे बहुत नर्वस है भाई. मैंने स्टेज पे देख लिया था, इनकी शक्लें देख ली थी. बहुत नर्वस है भाई. ये वो छोटी सी एक गलती हो रही है इनकी, हवा टाइट हो जा रही है.
And making things a little bit tricky for DRX in terms of finding an opening to set up their executes. Mako, there is a camera right around that corner. It is cleared. So good awareness by Mako. Oh, Estrella.
1v1 आ गया भाई.
And just
यही तो प्रॉब्लम है. यहाँ पे खुद खड़ा होना पड़ेगा भाई. विदाउट ऑफ यहाँ पे खुद खड़ा होना इस.
Your duelist, so on the defender side, the Sentinels.
भाई शुभम भाई 13-4 खत्म है ये मैप. Thank you.
Crystal gonna get quite a bit of info there in mid with his drone, so he's already backing off. It's just gonna come down to Kelly S if he can win that duel against.
A पे हम हार्ड एंकर कर रहे हैं.
Flash him out. Yeah, he's got him.
जब उनको B पे किल मिली है हम 3 A पे क्यों है भाई? ये भाई साहब इधर क्यों है?
Scored a forward, Youngman finding Kelly S. Lone anchor of this site now displaced. Triple approach from GE over towards Alley, but might just have to make the tough call to just go for the save here. You know that you're up against 5. Devastating though. Just hand over the bonus conversion. But unless they can find a pick in the next couple seconds, it feels like they're just going to have to back away, and yep, the call is made. They're going to go ahead and slowly drift out of here. I rewound back. Something didn't really sit right with me going into this round. That's why I was widely quiet here.
Yeah.
So I rewound on YouTube, and yeah, I didn't realize that Yudotan did not die to the spike in the eco round. The door was shut. It was planted at backside, so...
Oh, so he didn't get caught by it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good catch.
Didn't notice at the moment, but I was like, something's weird. Why does he have a Guardian? Let me investigate. So, yep, some oddities already on display as DRX get the 3-0 start.
I just like, it's just one of those things where you just assume they're going to die to the spikes.
Yeah,
you just stop looking.
I was like, all right, moving on.
Yep.
Let's go into the bonus. Let's see the rifles.
Exactly.
भाई मैं जा रहा, तू देख ले, फालतू में मूड ऑफ.
Also using his utility to push Kelly S back to open up that space for Hyunmin to make his way onto the site and win that opening duel as well.
मूड ऑफ क्या यार, मैं मैच तो मैच है भाई.
DRX as this sentinel. And again, an agent he's never played. This is his first time ever playing in an official match with Vice. And he's looking really, really solid in terms of his fundamentals. So, as you would kind of expect with DRX, they're a team that is just historically great at picking up players and getting them integrated into the system and consistently being threats no matter what event they're at. So, certainly for Global, going to be a bit of a toughie today.
Oh, भाई.
Fans coming in.
जर्मनी की तरफ से भाई. What?
As usual here at Pacific. Great time of year to be in Seoul as well. The cherry blossoms are blooming. The weather's nice.
Yeah, we're getting into some nice light jacket weather.
Yes.
Nah.
And
एम में आ रहे हैं.
before the storm.
नहीं नहीं को नर्वस हैं बहुत ज़्यादा. डरे हुए हैं.
Outside and you feel like you're just immediately swimming.
Confident नहीं लग रहे.
Yeah. It is not something I'm looking forward to. So I try to enjoy this time of year as much as possible. And so seeing a lot of people out in Seoul, just the jackets on today, very, very nice, but Estrella still going to hold on to that Bulldog. He's been so good with it, and you're going up against a pseudo-eco. Of course, the gun's carried over from the save of GE, but trying to prioritize that orb. Going to be paranoid out. Kelly S. Trying to push forward. He's going to use that wall to just clear the orb. Nope, just a sonic sensor pushed forward to keep track of DRX's movements. Trip the wall this time. I think that's something GE's been looking to do with that B main control. Get rid of that Vice wall so they have a little bit more room to maneuver on the map potentially, or at least a threat of room to maneuver.
देखो अपने पास बिल्कुल कोई इन्फो ही नहीं है बे. हम यहाँ पे जबरदस्ती परेशान है कि हम क्या करें. हमें पता ही नहीं है कि क्या हो सकता है. इसलिए अपन को मिड पुश करना पड़ेगा.
Jeez. Have some mercy, son. They're on an eco.
GG, bhai.
Does not care. Is now one away from that Armageddon here in death.
आप लोग रोना बंद कीजिए.
I love freeing, man.
भाई अब जो है वो है.
So good.
Something else, but I mean, Yudotan and Poppy, it's the same. It's the same thing.
ये तो मेरे को 13-4 भी नहीं लग रहा गाइस. ये 13-0 वाली वाइब्स. ये 13-0 हो सकती है यहाँ पे भाई.
Just don't expect them to be there.
Very good chance.
DRX has done a great job of kind of understanding the map and where they
हमें ये कॉम हमने ये कॉम बना तो ली है लेकिन
track of GE's movements very, very well. You know, you would think
we don't know how to use the comp.
The Cypher in there, you might have a little bit of an advantage as GE, but DRX has done a really good job in the early part of the game, kind of feeling out how GE wants to play it. You know, Mako's doing a great job by himself controlling A main. If there's any util put out there, he's able to identify and eliminate it, and then kind of keep GE a little bit more off balance.
It's over.
Certainly feels like.
Guys, there is a good possibility. अभी ये हो सकता है. There is a good possibility, भाई. मजाक सेट के.
There wasn't a fourth player there. He's probably walking away scot-free.
Oh, for sure.
Don't look right, भाई.
I have expected him to just go ahead and get the 4K.
बहुत ज़्यादा off है. बहुत ज़्यादा off है हम.
Similar starts here, just sending out those missiles, trying to stave off any potential grab net combos over towards that B main. We can see that the deadlock is here at A. Flashback tucked into the corner. Poppy watching for this as Mako just jiggling around.
यार.
Break this Yoru out of here. Estrella on this lurk though, finding one now, confirms position of another. Crystal swinging out. Almost gets that headshot lined up, but Crystal does manage to go ahead and come away with
Crystal को at least trade मिल गया वहाँ पे. Zeta Division versus G 2024 Sunset होगा क्या?
Oh, this could be great
ठीक है
timing.
भाई.
He just used the drone. Oh, they're gonna double back. Okay. Just checking his back quick. Was Mako maybe looking to see if
चलो इससे अपन को info आ गई.
But
देख रहे हो? ये दोनों इधर देखते हुए पिक कर रहे हैं भाई. वो तो एस्ट्रेया भी इतना कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं है, उसने तो आगे जाने नहीं दिया, वरना ये दोनों की किल दी भाई. फ्री.
Hasn't really worked out too well, but this round could go their way. Crystal's been so good in moments like this.
Salvos now sends them down. They have to just wide swing out a little bit further. Crystal able to find a third, keeps it now into a 2v2.
क्रिस्टल जितना कर सकता था उतना हो गया. ओ भाई, लेट्स गो.
Gets himself online. Mako trying to stick the plant. This man to draw off, finds one, but
लेट्स गो. फाइनली लेट्स गो. चलो भाई, 13-0 नहीं हुआ भाई. 13-0 कट नहीं हुआ. I am happy भाई. Going back to my previous previous prediction, 13-4 it is guys. थोड़ा बहुत हम चीजें कर रहे हैं. हम थोड़ा सा गेम में आ रहे हैं. टाइम लगेगा आने में. ऐसी चीजें याद आ रही हैं अपने को. लेट्स गो. पैट्रिक को फाइनली किल मिला.
There's the net, flashback lock.
We're playing aggressive. Let's go. Don't be scared. Let's go. Now we're talking.
Peek out from bench. Gets the kill. Not sure if it was on the jiggle, if Mako was just swinging out. Either way, he is on the floor. Crystal continues to deliver here, finding value. Judge just around the corner here, playing off the one-way. Poppy. They try to open things up a bit. There it is.
अबे यार, close. बहुत दूर खड़ा है. खराब पोजीशनिंग सर. और दूसरा बंदा यहाँ क्यों नहीं है? दूसरे बंदे को यहाँ होना चाहिए. इसको और आगे पुश करना चाहिए. क्लोज रहना चाहिए बिल्कुल. अपना हैंडसम मैन ओमेन पे. नो Zeta versus G 2023 Sunset now. अबे यार.
Gets the spot out here, knows that Crystal widely is alone. Goes for the exit. A little bit of a crossfire. Nope, never mind. Coming.
ज़्यादा प्रेशर में आ गया. मैन एडवांटेज से अब हम मैन डाउन है भाई.
It's another tough position to be in here for Global. As there you go, Armageddon. To start things off, it's going to usher them forward out into the site. Look at this, just turn this into an absolute meat grinder. Yudotan does manage to answer back one. Now into the 1v2.
Oh, look at that TP.
3 bullets, needs to go for the reload here or swap the weapon. Spots out freeing, up close, the swing coming in, finds a headshot, flashback there to go ahead and cover it up. Gets the
man advantage with
the Yaru. 2 more charges towards that next ultimate.
It was 4v5.
5-1.
Yeah, and it just shows you why so many teams are leaning into Yoru. With that all, you have so much ability to bypass a lot of the, especially Sentinel stuff that's going to be coming at you.
ये लोग ट्रेड बहुत हो रहे हैं. अब यार सामने वाले तो ट्रेड करेंगे ही ना. हम ट्रेड नहीं ले रहे ना. यहाँ पे पापी मारा, उसका ट्रेड ही नहीं हुआ भाई.
Like you could with Crystal there and put him just in a.
तुम ऐसे फ्री में नहीं मरने दे सकते भाई. वो भी ए मेन में.
Couldn't even find one because he was really trying to get a hold of his movement and his aim. Estrella again gonna be on B main duty. Not too far away is freeing though. So could back him up.
Has the wall, some noise gonna be made. Swings off the flash.
Nice, Yudotan.
Yudotan down to 28. Just able to escape and trade back the kill.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't give up the gun there. So for Estrella to go for the equal exchange, not the end of the world. And now it's going to be on freeing to kind of figure out what's going on. GE though, quickly making rotations.
जी जैसे खेल रही है और DRX checkers
Yep, doing the exact opposite.
हम नर्वस है बे हम अपनी चीजें भूल रहे हैं नर्वसनेस में देखो फिर से हमारे पास इन्फो नहीं है देख रहे हो
To speak of for GE's like beyond the classic weaponry. Freeing.
इधर अपने को डर हुआ जब उन्होंने इधर कुछ नहीं किया तो अपन को लगा कि ए पे होंगे तो ए पे हमने स्टैक कर लिया.
I mean, in theory, you do have the deadlock all. I mean, if you can find a kill with the sheriff with Patrick, you could maybe send it, put it into a.
उन्होंने रीड कर ली वो सिचुएशन.
Anything's possible. Just gotta get there first. I mean, DRX has been so aware.
ये कैम यहाँ क्यों लगा हुआ है भाई? ये कैम यहाँ नहीं होना चाहिए भाई. इसको यहाँ लगाओ. तुमको यहाँ तक का साउंड रहेगा.
It's going to be Hyunmin to go ahead and gun down 3. 6-1, DRX not looking to give Global any freebies.
No. DRX is just so good.
जी के मैच पे 12-2 होती है. यार मैंने शायद 5 मिनट लेट स्टार्ट किया तो शायद जनता ऑलरेडी डिवाइड हो गई थी इस चक्कर में. Possibly.
Of the map, but they're losing a lot of the individual duels, especially at B main. At the very worst, Astray is getting one before he gets traded, and so that's kind of setting them off balance. And they're making a lot of plays for A main that don't really amount to much. You know, we saw the grab net to try to grab him, and the flashback was able to avoid that, and then find the kill on to Poppy's judge. Like all these little plays and tricks that they're trying to use.
ये के मैच के लिए बहुत लोग वॉच पार्टी करते हैं ना.
Here goes a big execute.
T1 भी कर रहा है वही बहुत जनता. Oh, let's go.
Spraying across, blinding both duelists. Mako similarly on the floor. Annihilation gets the grab. Estrella being pulled to his demise. And that's going to be Estrella. Or freeing rather. Freshly here in main.
Zerl तो मालूम है. देख के क्या फायदा इस सच्चा सो लूँगा.
Yudotan will go ahead and pick up the pieces. And Kelly S, I believe, just through the smoke, managing to kill 2. We'll see if there's a ping reveal.
जीत सकते हैं कह रहा हूँ.
For Global, much needed.
हाँ, मेन चीज ये है कि ये देखना कि कितना हिसाब करेंगे वे. कितना फाइट कर पाएंगे हम. बहुत सीरियस है भाई. प्रेशर में बहुत ज्यादा सीरियस है. हमने अगर एक भी क्लच हारे ना बहुत गड़बड़ होने वाला है.
Good at winning the more methodical rounds. Show him a different change of pace. Patrick who again out in mid. Oh, just misses the timing.
Doesn't find it. Hyunmin going on a peek and winning out 1. Kelly S there to go ahead and get some covering fire. Gets the trade back. So 1 for 1.
Well, you got another dimensional drift. And Flashback has been great at finding the timings and the openings for DRX with that. Plus you have Estrella's ult for the post plant with the Steel Garden. So if you can get there, it's going to be tough. And again, GE seemingly just not reading the map correctly here. There isn't a ton of information, but they have to re-clear this space at B.
Exactly.
They just have no idea. Since they evenly exchanged that mid battle.
उन्होंने वहाँ पे execute कर दिया. हमने ये अभी तक clear नहीं किया. Wall up कर दो ना. इस wall up. Wall को trigger कर दो. Wall hold करना क्यों है?
Readjust flashback is just nasty. Kelly S got to be noted there at Heaven. Flashback wanting to maybe push up and find a little bit more. Here's the break of the window as Poppy now arrives. Steel guard and beautiful. Yeah,
हमें यूटिल पड़े जा रही है. अकेले नहीं मेरे भाई. तेरी टीम नहीं है. अकेले नहीं भाई. बाकी सबकी पोजीशन तो देख.
Instantaneous. It's freeing so damn clean. Mako similarly picking apart Kelly S. DRX. I mean, they have their eyes on double digits. They're looking for 10 rounds and a half.
For sure. The way they're playing, looks like they might get it. So you get the exchange. Flashbacks, yeah, like you said, so fast to readjust. I mean, I like the little tic-tac-toe game here with the ultimates. You throw the Vice ultimate, well, you pop the blades, get a kill. However, it's even better placement as well of the Razor Vines from Estrella right there.
What to do?
Slow him down. And then that's a pretty easy one for freeing.
देख के अच्छा नहीं लग रहा बे.
A mostly eco.
Oh, finally we are taking B main भाई. हम इधर क्यों push कर रहे हैं भाई? Yurutan, why we pushing here, my king? ये तो ranked push हो गया भाई. हमने B main लिया तो है.
Seems like yeah, they have a solid enough read on it, but can they outwit him? Can they outgun him? Freeing, still able to come away with two. Kelly has an opportunity.
Freeing साला दो मार के ही जाता है, कुछ भी कर लो.
Flashback swinging around the side, looking to intercept. Does he get there fast enough? No.
पीछे दप्पा होने वाली है. क्या चक्कू करेगा क्या? क्या बोलते हो guys? Knife or no knife?
Seems like the answer's gonna be no, but I think he's about to catch both players. Yeah, finds
अच्छा नहीं, normally मार दिया बस.
And now it's Kelly by himself. Quick
Oh.
flash out. Offsets for a moment.
Kelly ने मार दिया उसको. I wasn't expecting.
DRX
Let's go.
continue to maintain a chokehold on this map.
I love the way that Flashback and DRX are using this Yoru. They're being extremely patient, finding good timings to use those TPs.
मतलब वो एस्ट्रेला के साथ इतने ज़्यादा strong नहीं है अभी.
Show some presence somewhere and then go somewhere else to keep your opponents off guard. Obviously, the ults have been brilliant. They've been completely round changing every time that he's used them. And Flashback
randomly इन्होंने एस्ट्रेला को क्यों खिलाया मेरे को ये जानना है भाई.
Freeing is freeing on Tejo.
System क्या है?
This is everything you could want as DRX. Going on your map pick, looking so good on this side. Estrella this time getting aggressive. Oh my god.
Just a one tap to put him on the floor. Now the follow up, Yurutan dead as well.
Jeez.
Welcome back, Estrella. Looking incredible as Youngmin just trying to quickly escape, gets his way across in towards tiles.
वो बच के निकल गया भाई.
Tucked back, and now they're gonna have to try to fight their way through this jet. As the ball
Scream कर रहे हैं.
to the challenge, quickly sits him down.
वो बच के निकल गया बे.
Flashback has another ult. Just so you know.
Yeah, 4th and a half.
Yep.
Still one more round to be played out. Player advantage.
हमें info चाहिए भाई B main की यार. B main का कुछ कैम लगाओ ना. यहाँ पे कैम लगाना सर. सर यहाँ कैम लगाओ, उसके बाद उसको रिक्लियर करने के लिए आओ अगर वो टूट जाए तो. ओ भाई बिग रीटेक. लेट्स गो.
Provide enough cover. So the fuse comes in, and that's going to be Global getting themselves a 3rd round win in the half.
Huge भाई, huge.
This is very confusing to me, and I'm going to talk about freeing here. Doesn't send his ult into B main.
Sure.
After the salvos, they know there's players there. This is ridiculous from Estrella. Continues to just be a monster there at B main. Okay, fine. You know there's at least a couple over there, and there's a kill that comes out.
नहीं हम अच्छा खेले. ये रीटेक अच्छा किया. उन्होंने आगाही करी, लेकिन ठीक है. मैप 1 तो आते ही खत्म हो गया दादा. And they are कोई नहीं. We still give them a chance भाई. Come on. जी है. Let's go.
Either way, 3rd round win. It's just looking for the net and salvos. DRX able to bait these out and avoid them. As Sonic Sensor just going to be repositioned and triggered.
Yeah, you really want to either avoid the deadlock or use Flashback's
वो बेट करा के वापस आएंगे अबे यार. अब हमारे पास कुछ तरीका नहीं है इसको लेने का. अपन को ये लेना चाहिए. अब यहाँ पे सोवा ड्रोन हो.
Flashback mask on, dimensional drift in place. Spots that one. He does not turn around. I don't think he actually saw.
इधर हार्ड एंकर, इधर फॉल बैक.
Back into the smoke. I mean, they have to know that the deadlock is going to be nearby, but I don't think they ever got full confirmation on him either way. Estrella certainly has as he finds two. Kellyus and Poppy both going to be taken down. Now just Yurutan and Patrick to try to see if they can make this 8-4, rescue the half as much as they possibly can. But this is the double sentinel. This is where they should be. This is the side.
भाई ये स्टेज में 5 इंडियन प्लेयर कैपेबिलिटी रखते हैं.
Flashback is widely.
सही से कोच करोगे तो बिल्कुल रखते हैं. क्यों नहीं रखते हैं? अपने प्लेयर्स अच्छे हैं भाई. कुछ प्लेयर्स हमारे बहुत स्मार्ट हैं.
Takes down the jet, the neural depth, getting the reveal. 3 players to try to fight through here for Yurutan. Spots at the first, Mako.
थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा उनको सेट होने में. थोड़ा सा इश्यूज रहेंगे उनको स्टार्टिंग में, लेकिन बिल्कुल रखते हैं. लाइटिंग बाज खेला, एस्केरोसी खेला, अपने मैचेस में शाइन करे तो थे वो.
Locks him in position, and DRX, yeah, they look like they're having fun with it. 9-3 at
एक बारी PRX के साथ मारा था बढ़िया एस्केरोसी स्टेज पे ही तो मारा था
Really good game plans, especially behind the Yoru. I mean, it helps that flashback is 12 and 6.
और एस्केरोसी तो इतना ज़्यादा वो भी नहीं है क्या नाम है मतलब उस टाइम पे इतना ज़्यादा कंसिस्टेंटली भी नहीं खेलता था अब तो बहुत कंसिस्टेंट हो गया है कंपैरेटिवली
Is very well thought out. I mean, only slight missteps here or there for DRX.
वो थोड़ा सा टाइम दे रहे हैं प्रॉब्लम वही है यार उनका भी अलग इशू है ना उनको भी सक्सेस चाहिए बे तो वो फिर जिधर उनको समझ आ रहा है कि हाँ हमें यहाँ से विन मिल सकती है तो उधर जा रहे हैं वो भी तो एक तरीके मतलब जीतने के लिए तो वो इस पॉइंट पे डेस्परेट है ना समझ रहे उन्होंने 2 साल दिए ठीक है उन्होंने मोस्टली देखा कि भाई नहीं हो पा रहा है तो उन्होंने कहा कि ठीक है अब दूसरे तरीके से करके देख लेते हैं
Curious to see how they're going to look to utilize the double sentinel as they move over onto the attack.
For sure. It's one of those situations where it feels like with Deadlock that if you can get to the post plants, it's a nightmare to get through, right? That wall is so stupid. It's so annoying. But it's getting there that's going to be the interesting
मतलब लेकिन यार इससे मेरे को तो लगता है इस चीज से तो बेटर ही है यार 5 इंडियन भाई मतलब ये मेरा ऑब्वियसली पर्सनल ओपिनियन है
trying to get to those post plants in the first place.
इससे बेटर ही है एटलीस्ट अपन हार रहे हैं हारते टाइम अपन को एक्सपीरियंस मिलेगा वो हारने का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एक्सपीरियंस होता है एरन टेक्सचर रोसी वाला लाइनअप मस्त था कुछ फाइनेंशियल इश्यूज वो लाइनअप नहीं चलने वाला था बे कभी भी
Right up here alongside the smoke, the push in. He's just gonna get
that was never going to work. उसमें बहुत सारे इश्यूज थे कम्युनिकेशन इश्यूज थे उसमें रोल्स इश्यूज थे बहुत सारे इश्यूज थे वे तो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे उनको फिर वही करना पड़ा कि एस्केरोसी को जेट पे डालना पड़ा और कुछ ऑप्शन नहीं था तो ऐसी कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं होना चाहिए कॉम्प्रोमाइज वाले सिचुएशन खराब होता है
from backstairs in the market.
Kelly S was in Narnia looking for a lurk. Mako seemingly somewhat aware that it could be possible.
Just forgetting.
अबे यहाँ पे आ गया अब हमारे पास फिर से इन्फो नहीं है यार हम ये कॉम्प क्यों खेल रहे हैं भाई हम इस कॉम्प की स्ट्रेंथ पे खेल ही नहीं रहे हमारे पास इसके अंदर यहाँ पे सोवा होगा बे सोवा के बिना नहीं चलता है सेंट भाई ऐसे या फिर तुम्हें कंट्रोल सेट करना आता हो
Mako puts him down. The salvo's now coming through. That's going to be a big chunk there on the Unotan as Mako recovered Ghost utilizes it here against Global Esports.
मतलब उन्होंने भाई अपनी लाइनअप
49 health and a 1v4
5 मैन रोस्टर चेंज कर दिया और उसके बाद भी हमसे 9-3 जीत रहे हैं भाई
Okay.
नहीं भाई
Headshot. DRX find another pistol. They find themselves now 10-3 in the lead.
I was curious who they were gonna give the orb over to, give the alt charge to. It's gonna be a
देखने के लिए सैड है यार ये चीज बुरा लग रहा है
is Mako. The way he plays that in Garden is so good.
और कोच से बहुत ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट आएगा इस सबके चेहरों पे बिल्कुल क्लियरली दिख रहा है कि वो बहुत ज्यादा नर्वस हैं मतलब ये मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूँ कि मतलब ये मैंने अपने ट्वीट में भी डाला था जब मैंने पहले ट्वीट डाला था जो वो था क्या नाम है उसका जुवेनाइल वो मैन मैनेजर अच्छा था तुमको वो चीज चाहिए ही चाहिए
Is this some kind of force buy set play?
I mean, that's what we'll have to wait and see. You know, or is it once again one of those kinds of conversations about okay, this is their map pick. Let's focus up and just get ready for split, where we're going to feel a lot more comfortable, where we can really, you know, enact our game plan. Could be something like that. And you know, again, to their credit, we have seen GE not last week, but previously we have seen them rally back from some very rough starts.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. There's tons of talent on this team. We know that. We know how good they can be. And Elevated's really getting animated in there, letting them know earlier. And I think they could do it. I don't have any doubts that they can. I really like this GE team, but
elevated man manager type वो नहीं लग रहा है
so
coach.
incredibly well drilled, and Mako, who's reading the macro game insanely well. Estrella comes in here and
month and texture wanted 5.
Switching teams. The flashback is playing out of his mind.
Also not Mr. B playing the Vice. It's the first time he's playing Vice.
Yeah, exactly.
अबे तो इनको एक लेवल का सैलरी कोटा तो मीट करना ही पड़ेगा वो तो यार.
That is going to be the Stinger purchase here for the side of Global. Just one full armor here in Patrick Hu. So flashback. Every other target would be an insta-gib.
He's right up towards A heaven, so if this A execute comes through, the Vice wall is right in front too. Just the barrier to block off short.
Wall net over the top. Thorns sent. Estrella going to be locked in position there. Flashback coming away with two. Mako finding one before falling. Poppy now. Last one standing as the round quickly ends.
चलो ये तो एक और राउंड था.
Economy broken down. DRX 2 losses, but widely still in a strong position. Outlaw still going to be carried forward, handed back over to flashback, and it's going to be those singers once again for the side of Global Esports.
Hey, you're flipping the coin a bit here. As the side of GE, if you can find the weaker site, if you can find, you know, the 2 and the 2-3 split, you know, a lot of times teams maybe run 2B, 1 mid, 2A, and therefore A might be the weaker side, but with all
अपना at least Eurotan बढ़िया find है. I am happy to see Eurotan and Crystal अच्छे find है. Force buy था, कोई reason नहीं है force buy करके यार, पता नहीं क्यों force buy कर रहा है.
He's just taking pot shots. I mean, they can't get anything. They can't get anything for free. Gunman.
Oh, spam के through.
11-3. They have stingers. And you just killed 3 through a smoke. Have you no shame? Have you no sense of mercy?
मतलब मैंने 13-4 बोला था. लेकिन इन्होंने फोर्स बाय करके वो खराब कर दिया. एक राउंड मिलने वाला था अपने. यूनिट भाई वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड भाई. आई थिंक वी शुड जस्ट साइलेंटली वॉच इट ऑल फॉल अपार्ट भाई. अपने पास ऑप्शन भी तो कुछ नहीं है. अपन कुछ बोल थोड़ी सकते हैं.
Have to see. It's full rifles for GE.
भाई ये तो दुख है भाई. ये दुख है भाई.
Unscopes it just before the swing in, so just a tiny bit of damage going to be taken there from flashback. Freeing. He gets tagged up though, down to 43.
That timing there, very fortunate for GE. All those players have.
अपने को कोच साइन करना चाहिए मजाक से हट के.
He might have got one, who knows?
We should sign a coach.
Gun barrel spotted. Just keeping it quiet. Gunman, same position, saying, hey, maybe I can do it again. This time does get sat down. This flashback is looking to try to get some shots in from behind, though, and he's going to be able to do so. Kelly S.
That was full armor, too. Yeah, he got the headshot.
Yeah, hits the head. Mako now. Really looking to make it as miserable as humanly possible. Has a judge around the corner here at Tree. The swing coming in. 1-2 on the floor. Split. Now just 2 kills away.
I don't see the point in playing competitive anymore, दादा. अरे लिक्विडेट बोल दिया. नहीं भाई. अबे एक टूर्नामेंट मैच हार के कुछ ये थोड़ी होता है. गिव अप थोड़ी होता है. चलता है बे. ठीक है अभी बहुत खराब जगह पे है अपन, लेकिन इट इज ऑल रिडीमेबल भाई. इट्स ऑल रिडीमेबल. 13-3 मैंने 13-4 प्रेडिक्ट किया था. माय बैड. इन्होंने फोर्थ बाय करके मेरा प्रेडिक्शन खराब कर दिया. ये फोर्थ बाय वाला सिस्टम क्या है भाई? नहीं, पापी तो ओवरवेल्म्ड है भाई. पापी की शक्ल पे लिखा है बेटर भाई. 18 टीम को खिलाते हैं कंटेंट. अबे यार नहीं बे. मतलब मेजर इश्यूज जो है, पहली चीज तो टीम डजंट लुक कॉन्फिडेंट. सीधा बाहर कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्कुल बाहर है हमारा. तो वो मोस्टली कोच का सीन होता है. आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग कि क्योंकि एलिवेटेड को हाई लेवल प्लेयर्स को भी उसने मतलब प्रीवियसली कभी कोच किया नहीं है. आई आई डोंट थिंक कि उसको उस चीज़ का एक्सपीरियंस है. क्या नाम है, प्लेयर्स मतलब मैन मैनेज करने का एक्सपीरियंस है. वो बहुत बहुत बड़ी चीज़ होती है वो. 2022 से वही चल रहा. दे चेंज द एंटायर रोस्टर बट नथिंग हैज चेंज. हाँ मतलब कह सकता है. जी नीड्स ए डोमिनेंट कोच. ठीक है भाई. और उसके बाद क्योंकि मेरे को जितना समझ आ रहा है, क्योंकि एलिवेटेड को वो काम करने पड़ रहे हैं जो उसके नहीं है. ठीक है, उस चक्कर में उसके जो काम है उधर गैप फिल हो रहा है. मतलब उधर गैप बन जा रहा है. यानी जो स्ट्रैट्स वगैरह वाला हिसाब है, क्या क्या उसके अंदर होगा, क्या क्या नहीं होगा, क्या हमारे प्रोटोकॉल्स होंगे. मतलब ऑब्वियसली उसको वो कोच ही, मेजरली कोच ही डिफाइन करता है. लेकिन मोस्ट ऑफ द वर्क इज असिस्टेंट कोच. तो वो वाला भी सिंस वो कोचिंग वाले काम पूरे कर रहा है तो वो अपना काम में गैप हो रहा है. तो दे नीड ए कोच भाई. दे नीड ए कोच एटलीस्ट, जितना मेरे को देख के दिख रहा है. बिकॉज हमारा गेम प्ले वाइज वी डोंट नो हाउ टू प्ले दैट कॉम्प. हम कॉम्प को गलत खेल रहे हैं. चलो अपने पास वो आएगा क्या, थोड़े स्टैट्स आएंगे. स्टैट्स देखें जरा. स्टैट्स आ गए. पैट्रिक हो, पापी. सर इनके इनके लिए लेकिन ये बहुत बड़ा एक्सपीरियंस होगा. गुड फॉर देम. क्रिस्टल और यूडोटान इस टीम के मेजर प्लेयर्स हैं. क्रिस्टल एंड यूडोटान डिजर्व गुड. हाइप करूं, पूरी रात काम करूं. अरे यार. नहीं, लेकिन सबसे सबसे जो मेरे सबसे जो सैड बात मेरे को लगी ना भाई, उन्होंने एक नया प्लेयर डाला टीम में और उसके बाद वो 13-3 जीत गए बे हमसे. ये नहीं होना चाहिए यार. मतलब नहीं वे, वो एक प्लेयर चेंज करके जीत गए. एटलीस्ट अपनी जो एस्केरोसी वाली टीम थी उसमें ये नहीं होता था. उसमें याद है पीआरएक्स शायद एक बारी सीजीआरएस के साथ खेल रही थी, लेकिन एसके रोसी ने धो दिया था उनको. पापी की जगह ग्रम्बल था, पर मैटर नहीं करता पापी की जगह कौन था. अभी पापी है ना यहाँ पे. क्रू से कुछ सीखना चाहिए था. Look where they are at the table, in good form and been performing consistently for some time now since the debut season. तो यार वही बात है ना, वो टाइम देना चाहते हैं, इनको नहीं देना था. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे उनका वो है पे, उनका पर्सपेक्टिव है. उनको उनको जीतना है, समझ रहा है. उनको जीतना है. क्रू का हिसाब था. देखो क्रू क्रू का हिसाब सिंपल सा है. क्रू देखो, वो इन सारे प्लेयर्स के अराउंड उन्होंने धीरे 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 करके इनको डेवलप किया कि हाँ तुम्हें कॉन्फिडेंस मिले, तुमको धीरे धीरे वो वाला क्या बोलते हैं एक्सपीरियंस मिले. तो वो डेवलपमेंट वाले उससे गए हैं. ठीक है. जी का मोटिव स्टार्टिंग से ही रहा है। जब उन्होंने वो टीम बनाई थी, जब पहली वाली, टेक्सचर सब बड़े प्लेयर्स थे भाई उस टीम में, तो उनका स्टार्टिंग से ही हो रहा है कि उनको जीतना है। तो देयर इज अ डिफरेंट इन फिलोसफीज, मेजर डिफरेंस है। और दोनों गलत नहीं है। इनको इनको डेवलप करना था लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए, उनको जीतना था। गलत दोनों दोनों कुछ नहीं है, तो दोनों ही सीख रहे हैं। ऐसा नहीं है, तो जी जी को भी सीखने को बहुत मिला होगा। ऐसा नहीं है कि वो सीखे नहीं होंगे कुछ। लर्निंग उनकी भी बहुत उसी। जी वांट्स टू गेट ए विन ओवरनाइट। विन ओवरनाइट तो नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, लेकिन वो विन के ऊपर ज्यादा फोकस्ड है। ये है, कैसे भी करके उनको जीतना है। जी वांट्स टू गेट ए विन ओवरनाइट एंड प्ले विद आवर इमोशंस। नहीं। कोई बात नहीं गाइस, इट्स ओके। एटलीस्ट सेकंड देखो स्प्लिट है। अब स्प्लिट के अंदर सीन ये रहेगा, स्प्लिट देखो अपन को थोड़ा बहुत आता है सब कुछ। क्यों? अगर फाउंडेशन ही वीक है, फिर स्टेम्स तो ज्यादा सपोर्ट नहीं कर पाएगा ना। इस बार ही इन्होंने सही तरीके से किया था। दिक्कत ये हो गई, अब इनका कोच चला गया बे, तो टीम टीम गांड फटी में खेल रही है अभी गेम को। वो वाला हिसाब है, वो बहुत प्रेशर में है, वो डरे हुए हैं। पॉइंट ये है। और मतलब इस सिचुएशन में गलती, मैं बस ये बोलूंगा कि किसी की है नहीं। वो ना जी वाले इसका कुछ कर सकते हैं, ना प्लेयर्स कुछ कर सकते हैं, ना एलिवेटेड कुछ कर सकता है। इट इज व्हाट इट इज, दे हैव टू अडेप्ट टू इट। स्प्लिट का सीन है 13-0। नहीं, 13-0 तो नहीं होगा। स्प्लिट अपना पिक है, प्लस अपनी अपनी एटलीस्ट कॉम भी चलती है उस मैप के ऊपर, तो देखना है। मतलब मैं, मेरे को और देखना पड़ेगा। एग्जैक्ट नहीं बता सकता। फीलिंग, मतलब मैंने पहले सोचा था इस पे भी 13-4 होगा, लेकिन स्प्लिट क्योंकि अपना था तो मैं रिफ्रेन कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन मोस्टली 13-4 ही होगा। डर का माहौल है, बाहर से किसी की ना हो। नहीं नहीं, चैट्स लीक होने का वो नहीं है, उनको ये है कि अब हम क्या करेंगे, समझ रहा है। क्योंकि देख, कोच का हिसाब पता है क्या होता है। कोच एक एक तरीके से जैसे तुम्हारी अपने घर को लेके समझो। जैसे तुम्हारा घर है, ठीक है, फैमिली है, तुम्हारी जॉइंट फैमिली है। अब कोच तुम्हारा हेड ऑफ फैमिली की तरह होती है, कि तुम्हारे दादाजी या पापा, ठीक है, और एकदम से वो ना हो घर में, तो अब सारे हर कोई अपने हिसाब से एडजस्ट करने का ट्राई करता है। जो उधर जगह भी लेता है, जो अब नया हेड ऑफ फैमिली है, वो भी सीख ही रहा है, समझ रहे हो। तो इट्स अ प्रोसेस, उनको अडेप्ट करने में लगेगा टाइम। लेकिन स्टार्टिंग में तो भाई होता है, डर होता है बहुत। इवन आवर प्लेयर्स वुड परफॉर्म मच बेटर देन दिस जी लाइनअप। इवन आर प्लेयर्स का क्या मतलब हुआ भाई? इंडिया जी के चैट देख के नहीं भाई, ऐसी बातें नहीं करते यार। मीम्स गलत बात। न- मतलब इंडियन इंडियन प्लेयर्स का भी सेम ही होता है, ऐसा कुछ वो नहीं है। अगर इंडियन प्लेयर्स होते 5 और कोच के साथ ऐसा होता, तो ऑब्वियसली उधर भी सेम ही होता है, उधर भी तुम कुछ अलग नहीं देखते, उधर तुम सोच रहे हो कि इंडियन प्लेयर्स कुछ बेटर तुमको रिजल्ट देते, तो वो भी नहीं होता। वो हाइपोथेटिकल्स वाली बात है, लेकिन नहीं होता ऐसा उधर भी।
An opening map, a lot easier to recover compared to playing a much closer map. GE, they've done it before. I think it was 13-3 back in kickoff when they were able to recover after a loss on Abyss.
Yeah, to DFM, yeah.
And they were able to rally back. So they've shown that they have the capability of it. We know
Venkat smashes the whole pair.
One of the things that we need to be seeing is a bit more confidence from them. But already first blood going to be found.
Let's go. Good start. Confident.
End up falling.
13-8 वाली वाइब आ रही है अगर हम ऐसा खेलेंगे तो।
Missed opportunity.
Ooh. You had it right there in the palm of your hand.
Right in front of my face, and I just absolutely beefed it. Gunman facing in, taking quite a bit of damage here. Re-peeks. Orb just going to be picked up. As the paint shell has not thrown it.
Nice, good trades. हम देख रहे हो, अरे हम ट्रेड्स फोर्स कर रहे हैं उनसे, जबरदस्ती यहाँ पे ट्रेड करवाया, जबरदस्ती यहाँ पे फाइट करवाई, हम कंट्रोल में खेल रहे हैं, हम गेम को कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं, दिस इज अ गुड थिंग। लास्ट मैप में वही नहीं था, हमें पता नहीं था क्या करना है, हमें अब पता है। अबे ये अच्छा क्लोज क्लियर कर रहा था। कैलियस ने अपनी लाइनअप रख दी बेचारे ने, हार गए।
Here's the footsteps. He's approaching in from behind there, not watching for it at all. Mako striking, gets him off the spike. The push coming through, and Yutan
Mako
just able to find the headshot before Mako.
Mako ने क्या थ्रो किया, बढ़िया भाई, let's go.
He gets that little maneuver off. This round is done.
दादा हमारे प्लेयर्स के पास नहीं है, एंड करण जी के प्लेयर्स के पास वो है, कुछ तो दिखाया ना, नहीं इन प्लेयर्स के पास भी कहाँ है इंटरनेशनल एक्सपोजर है, उनके पास भी नहीं है, मतलब मोस्ट के पास नहीं है, क्रिस्टल के पास है और यूरोटान के पास है, इसके पास है, क्रिस्टल के पास है और किसी के पास नहीं है as such। मतलब पापी और पापी के पास है, लेकिन वो इंटरनेशनल लेवल का बोल सकता है, तो वो सी रीजन में ही था, क्योंकि वो पूरा का पूरा सी रीजन में सब एक दूसरे को जानते ही हैं। बोलना ना माको को क्या था, इसलिए
it just is so Mako to just be that selfless. The gentle giant gives the gun over to his teammates.
It's not only, but also Flashback has full armor.
That's true.
Maybe it's in case Hyunmin dies, so they have somebody else that can pick up the outlaw and have full armor.
That could be.
Okay. कुछ प्लान बना है यहाँ पे।
Yeah, maybe it's just.
मोस्टली एस्ट्रेला ने कॉल दी है, पता है ये?
The living drone to try to
नहीं
break through.
अच्छा माको इधर खड़ा है।
That one right there.
नहीं माको ने कॉल दी है।
Really tricky.
Yeah, Cage right on top of it as well.
Yep, that's something a lot of the ciphers have been talking about. Foxy9 was talking about it the other day in the post-match interview. Yudotan is going to find Mako. Hyunmin, oh, he's gone too.
Mako को फैट से
will just be Hyunmin taken down, freeing. Does manage to find a trade back. Weapon be picked up. Answers yes, and maybe the game plan is going as they had hoped here. Is flashback. Oh,
the timing.
Yep. Snatches that up. Net gonna fall short here. Not able to find too much. Flashback scopes in, gets the shot, but now Spike on the floor. Flashback hounded down, and it is just a straight up.
Nice.
Try to see if we can get anything done. Smoke blooming the plant. Just gonna be stuck. And yeah,
good, bhai, good.
Gonna be seen. So Poppy able to go ahead and collect that one. So 2 casualties on the side of Global Esports, but they also say, well, thanks to the outlaw.
Yeah. Oh, that puts you in a really
Let's see. इस राउंड में अपन ने पिस्टल निकाला। देखो इस मैप के अंदर हम प्रिपेयर्ड हैं। Much better preparation. Humble end बोल दिया। This end.
See what it looks like behind that. Couple with full armor.
ये कैसी बातें कर रहा है भाई, है memes? What is this यार? मैं समझ गया था, मैंने जाने को मैं कुछ नहीं बोल रहा भाई, मत डाल मेरे मुंह में शब्द भाई।
something about DRX and just not clearing scan utility versus Filipino teams.
भाई
Shout out to
aggressive आ रहे हैं बे वो.
from years ago. Freeing able to find one flashback, does get taken down. Crystal able to come away with that. This cage gets popped. Oh, missing each other like ships in the night. Yutan trying to double back.
अबे यार.
Just waiting for him at elbow.
भाई उसको support भी नहीं आया भाई. भाई भी waiting.
Finds one net. Getting a minor
ये
grab
वाला
onto
util
Mako.
हमने अभी use किया.
3v3 and further damage found would be very solid. And there you go, Poppy able to find one.
Nice.
Two now. In a position to go ahead and just close out the round. Yeah, split.
Let's go भाई.
Not sure which way to aim. Global.
Add आया ठीक है भाई.
Bonus 3-0
Tekuni
start here on
tactics.
split, and that's the rally back we're talking
ठीक
about.
है
Yeah,
भाई.
this is just so nice. I mean, the timing on that haunt
Go.
just gives
प्यास लग रही है.
everything away for DRX, and they're immediately trying to find their flanks. Our global esports. Crystal, oh, unbelievable with the classic, just steps out and finds one. Yudotan, it was everybody, all hands on deck for DRX to make sure he was cleaned out. Poppy, so good in moments like this. And then
Okay, what do we do in next round, guys? Let's go. Let's go. Excitement rises.
really nicely drawn up by G.
13-5, thirsty.
For the side of DRX, full rifles.
क्या मतलब दादा बहुत पैसा.
Annihilation in the cosmic divide.
अरे अरे यार.
For GE. Trying to turn up the tempo.
13-5 my prediction. नहीं 13-8.
Just didn't check in behind, so Kelly is able to come away with a free one. Poppy, your backside damage dealt. Starts to get overwhelmed, but still going to be good for another kill.
Eco हो गए हम.
Mako tries to scale forward. Tries to
ये
catch
important
Crystal
fight थी. क्रिस्टल ने
off
जीत ली तो.
guard.
अब जीत जाएंगे हम ये राउंड. तीनों चोक पॉइंट से आ रहे हैं. तीनों एक चोक पॉइंट से आ रहे हैं हम.
Scoops with the vandal, the pressure being applied. Estrella now last
भाई
one
क्रिस्टल
alive.
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रैग्स निकाल रहा है.
Crystal low on HP, nearly
लेट्स गो.
lining up here for
भाई
him.
क्रिस्टल ने बहुत दो जो फ्रैग्स थे उसने बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रैग्स निकाले.
4-0 start, and it's similar scenes to what we were seeing from DRX on Ascent.
Yeah, and
अब DRX
trying
टाइम
to
आउट
go for the
लेगी.
fast hit, and Freeing just doesn't check that corner. It's a trade and then a gun
नहीं.
upgrade for DRX. And then everybody else from the side of GE.
मैं 3 ऐड देख चुका हूँ यार. तू कितना बढ़िया आदमी है. बहुत अच्छा आदमी है.
Best friend, I love you.
Outside of the drop rope from B Tower, where if he had tried to isolate that fight, I think he could have done a little bit more in that situation, but maybe just didn't anticipate that there was going to be everybody, you know, 2 players, because they had already seen the Raze blast pack past them towards where the spike was.
Darian, we need you. Come save G.
DRX seemingly
और भाई एडमायर डार्लिंग.
as in tune with this.
एस्ट्रेला की जगह कोई और होता तो लाइनअप
duelist that we're
से
seeing.
फेड और साइफर.
Raze and the Neon. Haven't quite really seen it find some of those big hit moments, some of those fast combos.
नहीं मेरे को ये तो लेजेंड में जानना है बे.
Off balance and get some freebies.
DRX ने रैंडमली एस्ट्रेला को क्यों डाला है भाई.
Patrick, who bit of an all
DRX को फॉर सम रीजन बेन अच्छा नहीं लगता बे. उसको पहले भी इन्होंने बेंच करने का ट्राई किया था. अब फिर से बेंच कर दिया. कुछ तो सीन है भाई बेन का पता है. कुछ हिसाब है उस लौंडे का पता है. बेन फ्रैगिंग इशू इसलिए हटा दिया इंस्टेंट. नहीं बे ऐसे ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. अबे बेन तो फ्रैग करता है भाई. तू क्या बात कर रहा है. बेन फ्रैगिंग इशू. उस बंदे का कुछ और इशू है बे. Let's go. Let's go.
Desperately TP forward, but it's cut down to size. The stun.
Bye.
The headshot.
This is what I'm talking about, भाई.
For global esports.
यूटान तो मार रहा है. यूटान मारता है भाई.
Timeout from Termi. That was.
Time keeps ticking.
Oh boy. I mean, you gotta.
DRX बेन मेरी तरह है. बीच में बहुत गलत चीज बोल देता है. ठीक है भाई.
There's some micro mistakes that are costing you, and then you Flashback just decides, okay, well, I'm going to turn up the tempo, but there's all that util that's in front of him. Not only the nightfall, the cipher stuff.
अगर अपन को ये मैप मिला ना वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज हो जाएगी हमारे कॉन्फिडेंस के लिए.
Running right through it, so I mean DRX was absolutely phenomenal on Ascent, and Global Esports looks phenomenal here on Split. Still sitting on Annihilation and a Cosmic Divide. Okay.
पापी नहीं क्या फाइट है ये. कोई नहीं.
All going to be sent, but
Unlucky.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a whiff. It does not cut off Garage.
क्या है.
Mako lurking. Readjust. Second shot connects. Kelly S. on the floor. And Mako says, yep, I'm satisfied with that. Reroutes back through sewer. It's going to be a world away from the rest of his team, but given the
unit और भाई चुलबुला क्या हाल चाल है?
Relatively safe, and now Global Esports constantly have to be looking over their shoulders for this Viper.
Spike planted. Them down.
You're gonna use that Tejo util to try to keep people at bay. Allow us
क्या how समझा नहीं मैं.
shift over to garage, but he's kind of turning his attention back and forth, timing.
Swing in.
Let's go.
Win out the fight. Showstopper is online. There's still, again, some weaker weaponry. Does he decide to pull the trigger on this ultimate? The drop down, Yudatan's going to be
Freeing.
killed there. Swinging from Huntman, finding another. Now it's all down to Patrick Hu. Freeing, just able to escape. The paint shell going to go his way. Swings forward, ends up dying. Patrick Hu needing to win the fight. He's able to find that kill.
Ready to buy G t-shirt.
Clutchable, but the RX will be able to find their first round victory.
नहीं ये वाला मैप भी बहुत मुश्किल है कि जी जीते.
Quick
बहुत
decision
मुश्किल है.
making is the name of the game here for DRX on their attacker side on split. It's just that opening kill onto the B side. I mean, there was one in mid as well with Mako, but once Estrella found that kill on site,
mental पे आएगा.
Everybody rush through, get in there and take that space.
Panoti.
Forward and get ready for the plant. They're just barely able to get through it. There was hope.
नहीं Panoti की बात नहीं है बे.
A lot of players weak. Use the Tejo utility to clear the corner, Boombot to clear front.
हम 5-1 जीत रहे हैं हमारे पास eco नहीं है भाई.
Trying to tuck in. They're on a weaker buy already after winning 5 in a row.
भाई देखो कास्टर ने भी वही चीज बोली.
Holding the line for one, Yudatan able to go ahead, push forward. That's going to be a
कास्टर भी वही बोल रहा है भाई. चलो गुड. एस्ट्रेला का ये फायदा है पता है यहाँ पे बेन होता बेन नहीं मरता यहाँ पे.
Able to go ahead and draw the weapon, stabilize, find that kill. Showstopper going to be
एस्ट्रेला की फायर पावर बहुत कम है.
Kill not found for there.
मैं तो हैरान हूँ DRX ने ले लिया है. मतलब कुछ रीजन रहा होगा. क्या पता उसकी कॉलिंग बहुत बढ़िया हो क्योंकि RRQ ने भी इसको बहुत टाइम रखा अपने पास. अबे पैट्रिक हो. अच्छा नहीं.
Showstopper sent up into heaven, finds it, but Poppy is there now. Comes down a flashback.
Poppy has no idea.
It's going to be left guessing. He's playing it patiently, but flashback and just sit tight. Here's the footsteps now. Catches a glimpse of him. Knows that he's not going to be going for any kind of defuse, so finds the headshot to be able to go ahead and drag this round across the line.
पैसे बचाने के लिए जी को हरा रहे हो. नहीं यार मैं तो चाहता हूँ जीते भाई. जी जीतेगी भाई. तो एक चांस बनेगा इंडियंस के लिए कि भाई यहाँ से जा सकते हैं वो. My G Mako was probably tired of IGling. पता नहीं कुछ तो रीजन होगा.
Great patience shown by flashback.
Headlight chickens.
Cutting sound. Waiting that out.
नहीं. मतलब वो flashback बहुत अच्छा खेला clutch को.
This has got to send your danger
Indians
senses tingling.
हाँ मतलब अबे सीन ये है कि उधर इनको चीजें करनी आएंगी ना तो ये फिर आगे इंडियंस को ले जाके वो चीजें कर सकते हैं ना. समझ रहा है वो टेस्ट आउट वाली बात है. पापी क्या कर रहा है बे. पापी क्या कर रहा है.
I thought there was going to be
ये भाई
more aggressive positioning, scaling forward into mid, trying to get
mental issue है बहुत major.
Because it cut off through there too.
Yeah. But then
it didn't.
कोच को बात करनी पड़ेगी.
I don't know. I can see if there's some kind of plan behind it. Maybe they just couldn't execute it for some reason. Maybe there was some piece of util that slowed things up that they weren't expecting. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well,
वो जी का क्लास प्लेयर है.
Recipe needs a little work.
Yeah. That being said, though, it's going to be a third round pickup for the side of DRX as they try to streak their way back into this game. Global Esports still in a solid enough position as Kelly S and Freeing missing each other just a bit.
Let's go.
should be nothing that comes of that.
मत बोलो नहीं मैं नहीं बोल रहा अबे नहीं प्लेयर अच्छा है भाई वो
over the economy game because of that.
तुम यार आउट ऑफ कंटेक्स्ट लेते हो चीजें
They're anticipating aggression, it just doesn't come in the spots that they're expecting.
वो प्लेयर अच्छा है उसको बस वो लगता है
Estrella's right there.
तुमको कंसिस्टेंटली उसको उसका मेंटल बनाए रखना पड़ेगा एज वो कोच का काम है होते हैं वे बहुत प्लेयर्स होते हैं जो बहुत अच्छे लेवल पे खेलते हैं लेकिन उनको कंसिस्टेंटली कोच का एक नीड होता है वो वाला प्लेयर है मैं बोलता हूँ मैं मे से खेलना चालू करता हूँ थोड़ा इमो वगैरह पहुँचता हूँ फिर हांगकांग में हाई नेट पे खेल के उधर कौन सी टीम में फिर मुझे सब फॉलो करके चाइनीज या फिर सी जाते हैं ठीक है भाई 5 इंडियंस तेरा बता पैसिफिक के लिए 5 इंडियंस मेरे बताऊं पैसिफिक के लिए मैं बताया तो थे 5 इंडियंस थे अपने लाइटनिंग फास्ट को लो हुक्स को लो एसके रॉसी ये 3 तो डन है बे बैंका रस को भी ले सकते हो रस में भी बात है इधर से ना हर इंडियन चीज छोड़ देते हैं
Oh no, you don't use the pit.
Please don't.
Okay, does manage to find one, has to reload it though, and on the jiggle peak knows that he's dead. 4 to 5. 50.
उनके पास पीसी तो हो अबे यार भाई ये सब बातें नहीं भाई चैट के अंदर यार हेलो यार गाइस यार व्हाट इज दिस यार व्हाट इज दिस यार
Yeah, like the ideas early. Clear that annihilation. Great use of the Tejo util to clear the back of pillar to get that.
हो गया कमबैक हो गया उनका अबे वो तो होना ही था बे अबे देख यही कोच का काम होता है जैसे ही अपन पहला राउंड आ रहे थे ना DRX से वो थ्रिफ्टी हुआ था इंस्टेंट वहीं पे टाइम आउट आना था समझ रहा है वही बोल रहा हूँ मैं वो मोस्टली एलिवेटेड को उस चीज का एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है वो वहीं पे गैप है इंडिया टीवी के चैट पे बोल दे अगर इधर नहीं बता सकता इंडिया टीवी के चैट अनलकी है वे जी के लिए नाइस भाई क्रिस्टल ये लड़का बहुत बढ़िया है वे क्रिस्टल बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर है मेरे को चाहिए भाई ऐसा प्लेयर एक ये लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज है पता है इस बंदे में बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर है मतलब एक्सपेक्ट करना कि अगर क्रिस्टल जी छोड़ के आगे जाता है तो क्रिस्टल बड़ा प्लेयर बनेगा बन सकता है मतलब वरना एक काम करते हैं यूनिट भाई कोई नया आने वाला गेम बिल्ड में ही मास्टर कर देते हैं फिर विन पे ही विन ठीक है भाई ये शॉर्टकट वाला जल्दी सक्सेस वाला हिसाब मेरे को पसंद नहीं है भाई सबसे पहले ये अगर तुमको ए रिटेक करना सबसे पहले ये एरिया लेना पड़ेगा
brilliant back row stuff from DRX where they're able to get the read. You know, Mako dies, a couple prowlers go out.
Ad number 2, fourth ad. अरे let's go boys. ये चीजें देख के मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगता है भाई ऐसे ही देखो पूरे एड देखो क्लिक करो एड्स के ऊपर चीजें खरीदो उन एड्स में से बहुत बढ़िया भाई लेट्स गो इनसेन गाइस एस्ट्रेला का किल देखो यार मैंने ध्यान नहीं दिया I'm so sorry. अबे तो मेंबरशिप चाहिए यार मैं मेंबरशिप के लिए मेरी ऑलरेडी बातचीत चल रही है
it looked like it was going to be maybe another fast map, send it over to map 3, is now all of a sudden 5 in a row for DRX and it's tied up.
थोड़ा टाइम में अपने पास मेल आ जाएगा, पता चल जाएगा क्या सिस्टम है क्या नहीं.
Timeout call here before closing out the half. Global, I mean, if they can pick up the next 2 rounds, 7-5, not going to feel too bad about that, just given this double duelist setup from the side of DRX. They should be finding value when it comes down to the attack. You were able to deal with it so well. Those first 5
मुझे
rounds,
एक बार भी ऐड नहीं आया. तू गंदा आदमी है भाई.
the ones following up behind that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be another.
अब जाके टाइम आउट लिया.
Try to see if they can at least get to 6.
Hyunmin's got an outlaw again.
No, उसने सोचा कि टीम रिकवर कर लेगी, लेकिन
also be within 1 tap range. Crystal's going to go for another judge right at the front of B door.
That's a glass cannon judge of that. Boombot will go ahead and let him know. Actually, no, it's Poppy does clear.
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. उसकी गलती नहीं है भाई, उसको गलती नहीं है. I am brave enough because I use brave. Same भाई, same. मैं भी किसी की स्ट्रीम पे ऐड नहीं देखता.
Leave Hyunmin back around the corner. He could just paint shell if they really have a strong idea of it. Looks like they don't.
Unprecedented situation है भाई.
Goodbye.
Let's go यार Crystal, let's go भाई. Huge.
So not in control, and Mako once again
Good.
noted. GE, a very solid read on this round. Only 1 shell left here for Crystal. Here's the weapon getting picked up. Spike as well. He's going to be sending out the C's nade. Looking for the grab, freeing. Tiny bit of damage there. Relay to try to clear the corner of the slide, and flashback able to find one. Crystal going to be dealt with. The salvo into the corner as well. Freeing. Flushes out Patrick Koo. 2v3, Poppy around the corner. The Sheriff in hand, looking for the headshot. Cannot find it. Freeing just a little bit faster, but Yudotan, Stinger at that range, still able to find the damage. Just the kill on the flashback. Now gives them a winning chance.
Nice by Kelly. Huge round. Let's go.
Off guard, and Global will be able to pull it off. Down in weapons and economy.
6 rounds on the board, guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah, just not really being able to sense that trap where DRX kind of aware that maybe somebody could be in B main, but not quite aware of the weaponry that was going to be right around that corner. I mean, a lot of times the judge is going to be up in, you know, mail or up in vents, things like that. This time,
if Jay loses, then no playoff.
Though here to use the relay bolt into the tail.
PRX का गेम जीतना पड़ेगा. अगले दोनों गेम जीतने पड़ेंगे.
Kind of chance, but the whole time this battle's going on outside of garage, Kelly S is just walking through spawn after they kill Mako. He's just taking his time going on the walk. And he will find a ton of value because of that.
Genji के साथ है
away from
और
ult, still sitting on that
PRX के साथ है.
Viper ult for Mako, but he's been on solo duty over at A. And this time, off the rip, GE sent an extra player over, thinking that maybe there could be an aggressive push. Instead, it's just the freeing flashback duo clearing through in towards mid. There's a sonic sensor that Kelly S is going to try to play off of from heaven. Gunman's got the op.
Genji का तो हो गया ना.
But the smoke goes up.
Genji के साथ मैच हो गया जी का.
Does he tiny bit of damage there.
जी वर्सेस Genji कब था?
Just a bit. See now, Derek.
अभी बूम के साथ हुआ है. TFM के साथ हुआ है. Genji के साथ कब हुआ बे?
Thinking about another one. Same kind of setup.
Nice, good old.
Saves him off here for the first paint shells. Who's it?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he does.
Chakku.
He's gonna wait.
Well, he's trying to see if there's anybody else pushing in this angle. There's not. He's all alone. Patrick Koo now dead in heaven. Kelly S though continuing to play this quietly. Slowly sneaking in from behind. Now opens up here with the shots. Swings back in, looks for a little bit more. But
बाहर क्यों आ रहा है? रुकना. तेरे पास इतना मेजर कंट्रोल है. यार Kelly S.
Interrupt the spike plant, but they still have enough time. As Yudotan now, the 1v3. The pit could be thrown in. Mako's not in position for it. It's the last round of the half.
PRX के सामने नहीं होगा अब. बैटमैन ही उनका अच्छा है और अभी नेक्स्ट दवाई रिप्लेस होगा तो नो चांस.
Now spotted. Snake bite perfectly at his feet. Fantastic bank shot, and Mako will go ahead and deliver the final shot. So
PRX से तो नहीं जीतते बे.
at the half. Global
PRX के अगेंस्ट जीतने के लिए ना तुम्हें अच्छा कोच चाहिए ही चाहिए, मतलब कोच चाहिए ही चाहिए,
Again, a lot of trickery
क्योंकि
that we're seeing as the
वो कंसिस्टेंटली तुम्हारी मेंटल तोड़ेंगे, समझ रहा है?
A few of it worked. Some
PRX के अगेंस्ट तुम्हें मेंटल चाहिए ही चाहिए अपनी,
good post-plan protocols as
बहुत
always
प्रिपरेशन
for
के लिए,
DRX.
इसलिए बहुत प्रिपरेशन करके जाती है टीम्स उनके अगेंस्ट. प्यूरटॉन का मैकेनिक्स बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत बढ़िया है.
You know, how aggressive are you going to be able
ठीक
to
है,
get
नेक्स्ट
with that neon? That's a big, you know,
नेक्स्ट मैच है जी. हाँ,
gamble that you're taking on this map, running a neon on it, right? Like if you
मैं मूत्र विसर्जन करके आता हूँ गाइस.
you can find some good
Uno
relay
momento.
balls, find some good combos. You can take a lot of space early, find those first bloods, but it can be tricky. Seen a lot of teams try and fail to run the neon on split. But I suppose if there's any team that can do it, it's DRX. And for global esports, a much more standard-ish comp, other than, you know, kind of the double sentinel deadlock. Was that enough value on that defender side? Kind of one of those big questions you always have when you run.
Well,
you know,
yeah, you mentioned it on that ascent. Now that they shift over onto the attack, they have that critical piece of utility.
Yeah, the
that
deadlock
stupid wall.
Yep.
That they could use in a post plants. So we'll see if they're going to be able to. If they can get into those positions very quickly. Then yeah, the deadlock Q-Tilt absolutely can make things a living nightmare for the side of the RX.
and even if you can get mid control on this
पानी
map,
दे दो मेरे.
it's really annoying as the defenders because you can either cut off mid or vent
La la la
for the
la.
rotation. So there's a little bit more that the
La
deadlock
la
wall can
la
actually do
la.
on this map on the attacker side before you get to post plants. In theory, just a matter of
Find you.
how far can GE get against some of this aggression that you would expect DRX to be throwing. Ooh, that's a lot of damage to free.
That it is. Quickly panicked. Sends out that suppressed drone and flashback out from heaven, able to find one.
Ooh, let's go.
Trading up.
Big rounds guys, big round.
Zolcian with the advantage.
निकल गया round.
Tagged up down to 58.
अबे!
Mako. He does it again. Plants are dead. Spike now being ushered all the way into back.
उन्होंने सबसे पहले ये एरिया कंट्रोल लिया, देख रहे हो? रीटेक में ये एरिया सबसे पहले चाहिए तुमको.
Both players not noticing as Mako will be taken down. Now the approach coming through, Hyunmin narrowly able to survive. Estrella, lion's share of this round going to be on his back, for his team. Crystal now tucked away, completely quiet. Strikes,
Nice.
finding one.
Nice,
Finding
let's
the
go.
other. 3 kills here for the Fade. Global tie things up 2-2 in pistols. They regain the lead.
Yeah, this
Good.
is just a good coordinated effort. Who was it that dropped down there? It was flashback to try to back up freeing. Don't know if I agree with that play
पैट्रिक
there.
ने मार दिया भाई.
Got a little ambitious.
कैसे तो मार दिया वहाँ पे.
Felt like maybe they were going to be able to shut that attack down, but Patrick Hu got pretty deep pretty quick. Kind of set things pretty off balance in terms of what angles you were going to be able to deal with. And GE was quick to capitalize. Very well thought out. DRX fought back a bit. Mako, as always, good for kills through smokes. But wasn't enough this time. No buy up at all to speak of for DRX. But it's got to be in the back of your mind as GE. So you're going to be a little bit more diligent. Well, bye-bye, Mako.
Quick elimination found there. Patrick Hu. Oh, getting him lined
Nice.
up. Estrella down to 13 off the back of that.
बे यार,
Slide in from flashback is going to be good for a kill.
उसको मरने मत दो.
Similarly does find Yurutan. But now it is just Estrella. Very low on HP with not much more to be done. Away
Nice.
there from Poppy, able to go
Good
ahead
one
and
यार,
jump. So
Papi.
2 casualties.
Let's go.
Not
चलो.
much loss in the way of economics. So global.
This is the round we'll see what how
Clean
DRX is
and
going to
Ego
play
now goes to
defense.
bonus.
Yeah. And it's looking pretty decent. Some Bulldogs, a Guardian, and a Phantom, I think. Good value out of the Marshal there. Couple quick kills for DRX. They spring into action off of contact. Try to do what they can with the classics.
Boys, let's go, boys. Just fucking win this map, bro.
Let's win the map.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, for what it's worth, Kelly S does a great job just always staying positive, being vocal. You can hear him up here in the caster booth. Who's freeing?
Not eating any damage this time around. Straight up. Boosted up over the top here.
If Papi wins this,
Dissipate peak.
Estrella
It's gonna be
भाई.
1 for 1. Blast pack across. Patrick Hu though eating an immense
Patrick
amount of
यार,
damage. Means that it's a very
this is the posi यार, this is the posi.
Oh, I love this.
अगर तेरे को space बनाना है, यहाँ रुक जाके.
Using the drone to clear it. He's gonna get the spot on a crystal too. That's so heads up.
Just drift back here from flashback. Not over challenging for the fight. Freeing eyes in towards that A heaven position in case they come up through the vents. Flashback gets positioned here on the rafter, just on that corner.
If they win, try
Drops down, makes some noise,
not to
though.
get banned in VCT America set for at least 30 seconds. ठीक है भाई.
Intentional or not, hard to say.
मीन्स भाई गलत बातें क्यों लिखता है भाई बता.
Global esports are
क्या
very
है
much pinned in place.
उल्ट-सुल्ट चीजें लिखने में.
They're really trying to get some kind of read, waiting for this haunt to come back up before they make any moves. They're trying to just throw some util to sell a fake.
They just took the time to go ahead, double clear into garage, get the orb. Now Yudotan had spotted, taken off.
B-man रखा हुआ है बे.
Grab net, not able to find anything there. And Kelly's flushed over towards this side of the pillar. The spike still in hand, needing to clear this out. Cannot find it.
इन्फो चली गई.
Down, the round will come.
बेन का घोषले कर रहा हूँ. हाँ यार.
Conversion not on the cards here. Is DRX bringing things back, being damn
Let's
close.
go.
One round separating. As Spring will find the final kill.
This is our round. चलो 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 चलो. Buy round, buy round, buy round, buy round. Let's go, let's go. This is our round, guys.
That one from Australia, you can't really blame him on. You're just anticipating, you know, one of their players, whether it be one of the Sentinels.
अब हमारे पास कुछ ना कुछ plan होगा guys इस round का. Last round का तो कोई plan नहीं था हमारे पास. Come on यार, come on guys. G loses this 13-11. 13-11.
That's not bad.
देखते हैं देखते हैं. ये बाय राउंड है. इस पे जैसा ये खेलेंगे उसके ऊपर अपने को पूरा इन्फो आ जाएगा क्या होगा गेम में.
Very, very heads up play from him.
एमेन को प्रेस किया. अब हम मिड पे प्रेजेंस दिखाए.
Backed off by the util just to pull out the grab net.
ठीक है. ओके. बी में उन्होंने लेकिन रखा हुआ है.
Fine for the moment. Just fishing where possible, trying to see if they can catch anything here for free.
Estrella's trying to inch forward at B.
Instant.
Nobody's really watching that for global esports.
वो चाहते नहीं है कि अपन ए पे आए भाई. Marco is big and covers this whole.
Waits it out. Poison orb drop, flashback, sending them.
Where we gonna go? हमारा plan है 8 करने का.
Keep them protected for Gunman, who swings in, almost has it lined up.
ये एक तो ले ही जाता है.
The transfer there is flashback. He cannot. It's gonna be Poppy coming away with 2. Looks for a little bit more, but freeing in from behind, able to go ahead and find the punish, and now Yudotan needs to fight his way back across through the vents.
Double stack this. Really smart from DRX.
Elevated को इस राउंड के बाद टाइम आउट लेना चाहिए. वेल मोबाइल में इंडिया अच्छे कर सकती है. पता नहीं यार. मेरे भी यार मोबाइल वालों को कुछ आइडिया नहीं है कैसा खेलते हैं किस लेवल का खेलते हैं. मैं कुछ नहीं बता सकता उसका. मेरे को क्या पता. मैं बीजीएमआई इतना मतलब वैसे फॉलो नहीं किया ना. मतलब पूरा डीपली कभी फॉलो नहीं किया ना मैंने क्योंकि अभी मैं खेला नहीं बीजीएमआई. उधर तो सारे इंडियन प्लेयर्स पे VCT audience is a different league.
Not bad from flashback. Almost transferred over for the second. Freeing quick to react through the vents. Get over. Find that extra kill. Poppy's still busy watching B Heaven. Yeah, Outlaw for flashback.
Mobile audience, bhai. They're a different league, bhai.
Overdrive is there.
Legit, bhai. नहीं. Last round के बाद अपन को टाइम आउट लेना था.
Still Crystal taken down.
Juvi X.
Little bit of damage found on the Mako, but Mako wins those. Free peek from flashback. Quick little reload. Ping out. Kelly S through the smoke is able to go ahead and put the outlaw on the floor.
मीम भाई आपके घर आ जाएंगे. Legit. बहुत बोल रहा भाई ये. इसके घर पहुंचने वाली है जनता. ये क्या स्मोक है भाई? What? ओ भाई वो इतना कंट्रोल बनाने के चाहते हैं भाई. वाओ.
Free gun. Makes a bit of noise though. Looks like it was intentional to sell, like they were trying to go towards A. Outlaw scooped up for Poppy. Hyunmin still has the paint shells.
थोड़ा IPL भी दिखा दूंगा आनंद होता है
Leading it out quietly here. There, I mean, DRX, they have to know that this weapon's going to be picked up. But, you know, there's a spot out. Paint shells, salvos, everything being chucked up.
डॉली जाए वाले का फेक अकाउंट तो नहीं है
15 seconds remaining. Being able to just get the plant would be nice here for the side of Global to get that money.
अकेले लड़ रहा है
Off the angle, they're out into the open. Shots are getting whiffy, but okay.
युनमिन का स्प्रे कंट्रोल नहीं हो रहा था उससे भाई अनलकी
DRX close out the round and now regain the lead 9-8.
I'm just
मैं अगर होता तो हर बात पे हर बात के बाद मिल का इमोजी डालता ना
know when not to fight. Like so many teams you'll see when they're in an advantage in a 4v2 and the players will get overconfident and they'll push.
5-0 से गेम थ्रो कर दिया
You know, the players from DRX freeing and company
लास्ट राउंड तो टाइम आउट लेना था लेकिन अभी ले लिया गुड ही इज लर्निंग चलो नाइस ये राउंड जीतना बहुत जरूरी है
Don't give them any chances. Doesn't matter if you're up against an eco, play it correctly every time, and that's something that DRX does so well, and it makes it very difficult to get those, you know, 2vx's or 1vx wins.
Nice. I like it, bhai.
But the way they play it is so textbook. Global Esports coaching staff, Darion in there today as well with Elevated, trying to help his new
दो राउंड के लीड लेके अब पीछे भी हो गई कोई बात नहीं ये वाला राउंड बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है अगर हम ये वाला राउंड जीत गए तो क्या पता हम 10 राउंड तक ले जाए
We talked about how important this was to be here for GE.
Yeah.
वही
You know, a win, you're in a great spot to make it into the playoffs. If not already, no, I don't think that they wouldn't lock, but it would be a very good spot, yeah. And it would basically come down to them and Paper X.
Yep.
So you win that series and then you're in. Now, a loss here would make that series versus Paper X an absolute must-win.
You got a ton of firepower for DRX in this round. Hyunmin's on the op, has a showstopper. Crystal's been really good in these situations. We've seen this a couple times where he's able to outduel these operator players.
There's going to be a lot more pushing in towards him. Sends out the blast pack. Let's keep the op hidden here for the moment.
ए पे इतना ज़्यादा फोर्स कर रहे हैं भाई
Sees connecting.
क्या रीजन है
Not ready for that timing, and now it's going to be Armageddon coming their way. Just shoves them back. He's not looking for kills. He's just looking to create some space. Space is created, freeing immediately.
निकल गया भाई बच के
They'll abandon the spike.
नहीं बे
Be allowed to be recovered. There's op shot ringing out. Not going to be finding much there. Spike now in hand. Crystal picks it up. Moves forward towards heaven. Bring back out over onto the Raptor. 30 seconds remaining. They're going to try to go for a pin. Spike right now being just sprinted through the sewer across the map. B site opened up. Estrella, however, nearby. Cosmic Divide going to be sent. Patrick, who? What is that? Whoop. Swings out. Gunman going to be absolutely dunked on. Showstopper now in play. Paranoia sent here from Estrella, getting the catch on it. Crystal just slowing them up, and I mean, it's already over. The spike is on the floor. This round has gotten away from them in Estrella. The taps are at the end.
इस लॉन्डे का भी कॉन्फिडेंस सीन है
dead before he pulled the trigger.
Yep.
स्ट्रेफिंग और मूवमेंट कैसे अच्छे करूं यूनिट भाई
Just a great back and forth with Gunman.
Strafing or movement.
And even with that seize, God, that's so good.
भाई
that immediately sets up
range में जा और लग रहा है सिर्फ काम पे.
The salvos, because I think they were just coming back into cycle to try to catch them as they went back towards the sewers, but instead he used to hold his ground, essentially allow him to rotate back into heaven, allow flashback to get over, allow them to swarm that site. Mako took
Estrella भी like fire power का बात किसने किया? नहीं मैं समझ गया DRX ने क्यों लिया है उसको I see now उसके अंदर पोटेंशियल है लड़के में हेलो श्लोक डार्लिंग क्या हाल है
DRX are they're just incredibly well poised to get to 11.
They're just toying with them there, using that Tejo util to flush them right into the shotgun. just gonna go at him.
Why not? Runs him down.
Mental तोड़ दिया भाई हमारी.
DRX.
Replace कौन हुआ? बेन.
From locking in a 2-0 victory.
बढ़िया.
It's just.
अभी उठा थोड़ी देर पहले. श्लोक भाई बहुत बढ़िया. पूरा मैच मिस कर दिया है.
From DRX. A lot of backing each other up, a lot of setting up selflessly your teammates, making sure you're always making the high percentage plays.
यार सभी नया प्लेयर्स लाया है, फिर भी जीत रहे हैं और
as usual, very fearsome in Pacific. Thought, okay, what are we doing?
मतलब मेरे को तो लास्ट मैप पे वही लगा ना. वो यही था कि भाई वो एक नया प्लेयर लेके हमसे जीत गए थे.
I think it's worth taking the moment to again also say what a glow up from Flashback. Remember the first time that
हमारा प्लान नहीं है बे.
What the hell is this? That first half.
हम बहुत इम्प्रूव खेल रहे हैं बे. बहुत ज़्यादा इम्प्रूव खेल रहे हैं.
This year.
Oh, this year.
हाँ यहाँ पे इन्फो आ गई तो ये कर लेंगे. यहाँ पे आ गई. हमारा खुद का कुछ वो नहीं है बे.
What is this?
हमारे सेटअप नहीं है अटैक पे कुछ भी.
And then every other series after that, it's just been incredible.
Well, there was no doubt about
तू जाके खेल ले भाई. अच्छा करेगा. यार मैं तो अब तो नहीं भाई.
Now he's got the decision making.
कल मुझे वेल में एक लड़की मिली. ओहो व्हाट अ टाइम टू बी अलाइव भाई. श्लोक भाई क्या बात है. स्लेक बोल दिया मैंने भाई तेरे को. मार मुझे. Oh, भाई, let's go.
Does get taken down, freeing, able to find one though. As Kelly S going to be dropped as the spike also lands on the floor. Showstopper out from Hyunmin, not finding much of anything, but Patrick Coop maintaining control there of Elbow.
Ooh.
It looks like there's still yet a bit more fight available here for the side of Global, but Flashback finds the headshot. Poppy going to be taking down the overdrive in play, drops down off the top. Still has a relay bolt available, but it's going to be a
big round, भाई.
Patrick Coop.
चैट जीपीटी को पूछो क्या हाउ टू. ठीक है भाई.
This is a weird one from DRX for me.
ऐड भी कर लिया. आगे से आज रात खेलूंगा उसके साथ. ठीक है भाई. क्या बात है.
I can just hold down the B corner and then they double stack mid. They don't. This is kind of the one part of the map that they left open and GE's able to figure it out.
लोग डार्लिंग बड़ा हो रहा है.
Maybe just a little bit of
puberty hitting हो रही है.
or something like that. Nobody's playing aggressively towards A.
लड़कियां बहुत खेलती हैं बस बात नहीं करती. यार वो देख के बात करती हैं. आदमी सुअर हो ना दूसरी साइड तो वो इसलिए माइक नहीं खोलती. लड़कियों की इंट्यूशन बहुत स्ट्रांग होती है पता है. उनको पता चल जाता है कौन सुअर आदमी है. उनसे बिल्कुल बात नहीं करती वो.
More players from DRX on this side of the map.
This has to, yeah.
Crystal just gonna be picked off. Kelly S.
मेरे गेम में तो खोल लेती हैं. हाँ तो तू सुअर आदमी नहीं है ना. यही मैं कहना चाह रहा था.
Swap them out. Does manage to grab the spike as Poppy finding one. Opens up that B site, but
how do you get there?
Not a clear path.
चला मर गया.
Flashback. Reading this incredible.
उसने पोजीशन क्यों छोड़ दिया.
पापी
ने पोजीशन क्यों छोड़ दिया. उसका साउंड भी आया. अबे ये किस लेवल की टाइमिंग हो रही है दोनों साइड.
Flashback still suspicious and wins it out.
पर
30 seconds left.
Unbelievable.
And they're going to figure this
fifth
out.
Ad, oh. मेरे को लगा fifth AR.
He hears them now. They're in range. And once again, the clock is just not on their side. No corpses. Try to utilize the peak. Flashback, able to find a third. Hyunmin there to go ahead and finish the job. 12-9.
बस उसके साथ खेलने के लिए.
Look to bring this series to a conclusion.
तो भाई क्या दिक्कत है भाई. श्लोक भाई खेलियो भाई.
Some very good changes round around
बट फ्रेंड के साथ रह रहे के सुअर यार.
Immediately Flashback is on his horse to get over there.
बढ़िया चीज ये है कि तुम लोग को रियलाइज हो रहा है कि तुम सुअर हो. समझ रहे हो.
Does a tremendous job.
पैसा बच गया आपका.
Even
चुलबुला भाई.
the kill onto Poppy there.
I know my bets भाई. मैं क्या bet खेलता हूँ मेरे को पता है.
Performance on this Dion. Kind of questioning on split. Well, questions answered in my mind.
Quick readjust from Flashback, finds a shot. Fastlane going to be set up, but he just plants his feet. They're trying to pre-fire his exit angle. He just stays still for so long. He's able to avoid the lion's share of damage being thrown at him.
I think he got caught by the grab.
Boombot just gets a bit there, a splash A lick there on
वो
Patrick
प्लेयर
Hill.
लेके आऊंगा फिर मैं इनसे खेलूंगा ठीक है भाई
This
प्लेयर
now
लेके
feels
आऊंगा
like Global very much is trying to
लोग ने
get
तो
one
भाई
back
शादी
since
तक
they
का
split
प्लान
that
कर
game
लिया
around
ऑलरेडी
Paul
भाई
Patrick Hill.
ये करूंगा फिर ये करूंगा
But
फिर यहाँ से
Monzo
ये
now gonna be on the floor, the neural theft. Hoping to lead the path. Showstopper going to be sent down. Kill not going to be found. Han gets a reveal on the two. Hyunmin still going to be low and does get finished off. But Mako is here on the site looking for a little bit more, but cannot make it happen.
ये राउंड जीत सकते हैं
Yutan finds the second with the Stinger. Upgrades to the Vandal.
क्या मालूम स्लो भाई प्ले फिर वो किसी
Spike still not planted. Looking to try to fight their way forward. Freeing, able to find one.
लेट्स गो
Does end up getting dropped. Global Esports not going down without a fight. Need 2 more rounds to take this into overtime.
As good as Flashback had been.
नया नया प्यार है कुकर बीमार है दादा
That's a great angle to take. He just doesn't hit the shot. He had that fight isolated. Patrick Hu just wins it. He gets that. I think it's a very different round there because you don't have the showstopper to clear the site.
लोग भाई
DRX is able to hold the
और
line
क्या
a bit
क्या हो
better.
चुका है फैमिली प्लानिंग में
He's gonna have his ult coming into the next round.
I'll just take mid, boys.
All right.
Okay.
मत करना भाई से एक दोस्त के साथ एक्सपीरियंस है बता रहा हूँ
Even when, you know, that 0-5 streak was coming through from Global Esports.
आज आरसीबी का मैच है
See Termi
देख
wanting
भाई
to get involved, but it seems like now he wants to
क्या कह रहा है इस
make
बार ही
sure
आरसीबी
that they
जीतेगी
don't take this to any kind of overtime. For sure. Let's see though. It's another opportunity for Elevated to get in with the rest of the players here.
I'll be really curious what the change-up might be. Gonna maybe put a little bit more attention towards the extremities of the map. Seems to be at times a little bit of a pressure point, but we heard
कदम
just
जी
a
वेल ब्लेड अरे अरे
kind of idea from Global
लोग
Esports
इस
in that
विजनरी
concept, maybe mid.
कुछ नहीं मैं आगे से इनवाइट नहीं
Might be different
तूने
ideas
किया
for
तो
them as
और
well.
से आ जाऊंगा
It seems like that's been a big pressure point.
नहीं नहीं
Global
ऐसे
Esports to
अटेंशन
try to push
अटेंशन दे
against
भाई
DRX. Do you have some
क्यों नहीं
ults?
देगा भाई
Poppy has the cosmic
हाँ,
divide.
लेकिन बी योरसेल्फ
Armageddon for free.
पॉइंट वो है
Still have rifles for DRX. It's going to be a little bit awkward if they can't get it done in this round for the next one. Try to close the map out.
Oh.
No util to set that up.
Well, I think they thought that they were going to be able to have the
अटेंशन क्यों नहीं देगा भाई
When he's like right at the corner.
ये कैसी बात है
Just go to
Yeah, but
ये कौन सा
get away, so they get rid of
जबरदस्ती सिग्मा क्यों बन रहा
Armageddon. That could be
एक टीम
pivotal.
टाइम आउट ले तो दूसरे टीम का कोच भी बात कर सकता है
Cosmic Divide in play. Kelly is able to find one. Mako going to be taken down. Straya needing to try to hold the line here on the site. Hyunmin does come to his rescue, but gets tagged up down to 8 HP. Estrella, he's just killed 3. It's a massacre at his hands and freeing up
Hello.
over the top. He will just put him down. 13 to 10. A bit of an odd finish here on.
लेट्स गो भाई दोनों मैप पे मेरा प्रेडिक्शन बहुत क्लोज था यार बोला था ना तो पहले ही पता था भाई 10 मैं 13-10 पहले बोल चुका हूँ भाई ऑलरेडी पहले मेरा 13-8 था जैसे मैंने बोल दिया था वो चीज भी कि अगर अपन गलती से पिस्टल जीत गए तो 10 राउंड हो जाएंगे अटेंशन दो सिग्मा चुगमा मत बनो क्या बात है आनंद यार क्या बात है लेट्स गो प्लेऑफ्स क्वालिफाइड DRX एंड सैड फॉर जी अगला गेम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है वो हमारे लिए अगले दोनों गेम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है वो हमारे लिए वी आर प्लेइंग जेनजी एंड PRX वेल पे DRX नाइस ट्राई यार मतलब जितना कर सकते थे जी वाले जितना पॉसिबल था उन्होंने किया सेकंड मैप में अपनी जितनी जान लगा सकते थे लगाई नाइस ट्राई एंटी बट जी को एटलीस्ट असिस्टेंट कोच तो लाना चाहिए उसके लिए क्या नाम एलिवेटेड के लिए
안녕하세요. 인터뷰 만나보겠습니다. 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.
All right, Estrella, a new whole color on you, and this is your first. Oh, okay. Make sure to put the jacket on. Oh, all right. This is a new color on you. This is your first win here in Pacific with DRX. So, how are you feeling? How was it like? 익숙한 얼굴에 새로운 색이 이렇게 입혀졌습니다. 오늘 DRX로 합류하고 첫 출전하자마자
कल बताता क्या हुआ मैं कुछ खाने जा रहा ठीक कल बताता ठीक है भाई
끝인가요 그냥?
네.
It's good. 좋습니다. Alright. And now you are finally able to come in your mother tongue Korean. How confident does that make you that you can freely talk to your teammates in Korean and without the pressure of being the IGL as well? 이제 드디어 팀원들과 한국어로 이렇게 소통을 하면서 게임에만 집중을 할 수 있게 됐어요. IGL의 그 부담감도 내려놓고 편하게 소통하면서 좀 더 게임에 집중할 수 있을 것 같은데 좀 어떠세요?
일단은 제일 확실한 부분은 제가 외국 팀에 있다가 이제 한국 팀으로 왔잖아요. 그래서 그 부분에서 확실히 엄청 편하다.
सुनने दो गाइस मेरे को क्या कह रहे हो
많이 잘 나오고 확실히 총에 더 집중할 수도 있고 다 전반적으로 좋은 것 같아요.
Overall, I think the biggest change was that, I joined a new Korean team. So I think the fact that I don't have to go back and forth with Korean and English really takes the pressure off and I think I can actually just focus on my game and my aim as well. That is amazing to hear. And
Nice.
joining any team
समझ नहीं आ रहा कहाँ जाऊँ खाने अलग
mid-season is a bigger change.
कहाँ जाऊँ खाने अलग दुकान मतलब समझा नहीं भाई.
So what do you think Coach Termi wants you to fill in? Like what kind of role do you think he brought you on into? 아무래도 코치 터미 감독님의 큰 그림이 있으신 것 같은데 좀 에스트레아 선수는 좀 어떤 역할을 기대하고 저희가 만나보면 될까요?
그냥 있는 그대로 봐주시면 될 것 같습니다. 딱히 막 특별한 그건 없는 것 같아요.
I don't think Coach Termi actually had any specific goal or role that he wanted me to fill in. I think he just brought me on, and I think if everyone could just see me as Estrella, that would be great. All right, thank you, Estrella. That was a good win from you
Decent
guys.
answer.
Congratulations.
감사합니다.
And to everyone in the venue, we have a DRX meet and greet in the lobby, so make sure to step by and wish them congratulations. 오늘 1층에서 DRX 팬미팅 진행될 예정이니 많이 찾아주시길 바랍니다. 그럼 저희는 좀 이따가 만나겠습니다.
चलो गाइस पहला मैच इज ओवर थिंग्स डोंट लुक गुड फॉर जी स्टेज 2 के लिए मोस्टली इनको एक असिस्टेंट कोच लाना चाहिए दैट वुड शुड बी द प्रायोरिटी राइट नाउ एंड एलिवेटेड कोशिश कर रहा है एंड दैट इज गुड आई थिंक उसको और उसको सपोर्ट मिलना चाहिए आई लाइक दैट आई मीन बाहर जाना है कहीं तो पर समझ नहीं आ रहा क्यों जाना है तेरे को बाहर घर पे बैठ के खा भाई भी उसने मुझे पिज्जा का फोटो भेज और बोला ये देख ठीक है भाई अब नेक्स्ट मैच है टैलेंट वर्सेस रुको टैलेंट कह रहा हूँ T1 वर्सेस TS अरे सेव इमेज T1 वर्सेस अरे हो तो क्या एक मिनट दो गाइस मेरे को मैं थोड़ा सा चेंज कर दूं
playoffs now that they're officially in playoffs, and this is a good time to start maybe testing out some of those recipes.
Yeah, DRX have never been afraid of doing that, right? You know, back in the day, we saw Termi never take a timeout in order to force his players to adapt. So they're not against being kind of innovative, trying to push that push the barrier a little bit on what is kind of acceptable to do, and you know, try it out in official games, which is a really nice way to test new things. And it's nice to see them continue to innovate. You know, they're growing into this double duelist style even more, and I think it fits them great. You know, full credit to Flashback and Hyunmin who are making this work and look beautiful.
It's kind of the opposite of T1 and Gen G for me. Like, they continue to change agents even after they're winning. They change players even after they're winning, and they've been undefeated for the longest time. So this just seems to be what DRX's approach is. They continue to try to make steps in the right direction to continue to develop their roster. They're not a team that is just comfortable, despite the fact that they're undefeated here in Pacific, and I love that philosophically. I think, you know, esports is all about, in general, striving for excellence, being the best that you can be, and I really do think that DRX embodies that.
Yeah. I mean, then we're seeing our player stats from this game. Flashback topping the leaderboards there, 6 first kills. Patriku, a slightly better game from him. I felt like he warmed up into the game and did
मेरा तो वास्ता नहीं next match से क्यों T1 easy win GG bye. नहीं नहीं अगला मैच बढ़िया होगा, देखने वाला होगा.
Oh, 100%. And
मेरे को देखना है टीम सीक्रेट का जो कोच है वो उसने कुछ चेंजेस किए हैं कि नहीं करे हैं.
the casters touched upon it as well. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I thought, I mean, I like the Yoru a lot better. I look at what T1 does, and some other teams do as well on this map, where they play Raze Yoru. In the past, you'd play Jet and Raze, and you do these very explosive plays, especially on the attacking side. And I think with Neon, I don't know if it's necessarily a good fit for the map. Even I feel like teams like Nongshim, who love the Neon, on this map, because it doesn't necessarily really fit. Flashback played it very well, so DRX knows what they're cooking.
Yeah.
Now,
सर पे कोई नहीं है 3 दिन तक. अरे यार GG भाई.
And somehow he has managed to make himself the most talked about guy in this game.
Yeah, he's not skipped a beat since coming away from RRQ, and as you were saying in that interview, you know, now he's able to come into Korea and he doesn't have those language barriers. He's able to focus more on his play, and I felt like we saw that today. You know, he didn't seem burdened at all. Feels like this is the most unleashed Estrella that we're able to see, consistently finding multi-frags. You know, we also doubted, why is he on Omen and Mako on the Viper when he has so much experience on the Viper, and I thought he played a great Omen game, so very much to his credit, I have to say.
Yep, he is our match MVP after all. And
Estrella को मैच MVP दे दिया.
Oh my gosh, Australia.
Indulging?
Yeah. I'm thinking Australia because we were making that like sort of pun earlier.
I mean,
Australia.
It's
Australia, but
closest thing I can have to having Australia in Pacific, because we don't have any players. So anyway, Australia, yeah, let's go Australia. What an absolute unit that this man is. Unleashed, like I said, with the language barriers, without the burden of needing to IGL. I thought that he would put in this team for the IGL, but like I was saying, over on the Ascent post map, I feel like the way that he was allowed to play on Ascent shows a lot of trust for the coaching staff, and I got that vibe from the interview, you know, where he said, I wasn't picked up for any particular role, I was just picked up because they wanted me, and I think that really shows that the coaching staff trusts him, and they have picked him up for a reason, and they really think like.
I agree. DRX का कोचिंग स्टाफ तो अच्छा है वे. वो इम्प्रूव करना चाहते हैं बच्चों को. कोरियन सीन के लिए बहुत अच्छा है, बता DRX. बहुत अच्छा है. ओ भाई.
Very quick break, and when we come back, we are going to be going into match 2.
आज इनके ब्रेक में क्या होगा मेरे को वो देखना है. T1 में TS 4 मिनट में. What? इतनी जल्दी? ये क्या सिस्टम है भाई? कमाल है। Are we going to see 4 मिनट के लिए some new video? No video? Never mind. Sadly. Mini LED display. Predator Force. ठीक है भाई। कार्टून बनाएंगे क्या ऐसा कोई? When PRX play. PRX का तो नेक्स्ट वीक है बॉयज। अपर्णा मुखर्जी, हेलो, क्या हाल चाल है भाई? वेलकम टू स्ट्रीम। हाउ गोज योर डे?
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
ये बढ़िया हो गया यार। जिस टाइम पे मैं खाना खा, व्हाट आर यू ईटिंग? दाल चावल। जिस टाइम पे मैं खाना खा रहा हूँ उसी टाइम पे भाई मैच में ब्रेक आया भाई। नाइस, आई लाइक इट। Don't want a copyright. Will mute it. 2 मिनट में मैप 2 है भाई। मैच 2। अब बढ़िया हो गया। थोड़ा सा वो देख लेते हैं तब तक। मैप 2 का स्प्लिट का स्टैट देख लेते हैं। व्हाट वाज इट लाइक? क्रिस्टल एंड यूरोटान मारे। पापी वाज देयर डिसेंट लेवल तक। पैट्रिक हु? टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, पता है अपने लिए ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग क्या होगा? अपने ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग होगा कि अपन यूरोटान को एज ए ड्यूलिस्ट खिलाएं। ठीक है, सेकंड स्टेज में जी का फर्स्ट मैच है। जी का फर्स्ट मैच था, हार गई जी। अब अपने लिए सिस्टम बहुत सिंपल था। स्टेज 2 के लिए आई थिंक यूरोटान एज अ ड्यूलिस्ट एंड डेरियन को वापस टीम में डालो एज अ सेंटिनल। गोइंग बैक, going back is the right way forward. How it was earlier. ओ भाई 50 सेकंड में मैच स्टार्ट है गाइस, लेट्स गो। कल तो 1 घंटा वेट करना पड़ा था, आज 5 ही मिनट वेट करना है। क्या टाइम हुआ है? अबे अभी 3:30 ही हुए अभी तक। वाओ, आज तुम बहुत जल्दी फ्री हो जाएंगे। कल तो भाई 7 बजे तक चला सीन। इनसेन भाई। इनसेन भाई।
Welcome back to Valorant Champions Tour Pacific, and here are our Masters champions, T1. They are back. They have 2 wins in the pocket here in Pacific. It was not a fluke. It wasn't just luck in Masters. Isn't it crazy that some of these Masters winning it's come home and people are like, oh, they just got lucky because of the, you know, the way the brackets went or whatever. It's
Oh,
so T1,
let's
they've
go.
come back and they've managed to look even stronger.
Yeah, they're doing a great
Even
job.
look stronger, guys. That is true.
The very start of the year, we touted them as a super team, and I think that they have become exactly that. This is the team.
इनका एक अलग अपना ही एक identity है, पता है? इनका play style का.
Looked very strong, and the first 2 weeks of stage 1 have also been very, very strong, and they're coming into a matchup today that they're going to want a clean sweep.
जो कि मैंने एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था और बहुत जनता यही चीज जो एक्सपेक्ट कर रही थी ना वो उससे एक्सपेक्ट कर रही थी वाइटैलिटी से
The thing that you always say about T1, although they're winning tournaments, they're doing very well in Pacific.
सुपर टीम बना के
drop maps, they do struggle to win some of these
बॉम्ब वाला
maps.
सिस्टम
They have very close games and close series, even when sometimes.
लेकिन वो T1 ने किया वाइटैलिटी ने नहीं किया तो वाइटैलिटी भी अच्छा खेली लेकिन T1 is T1.
They almost lost to PRX. They lost a map to Zeta. They play very, very close maps. They lost head to head against TRX. So I wonder how.
कल कौन जीता टैलन और एनएस में टैलन जीत गई भाई. Even I was surprised भाई. Not gonna lie. बहुत टाइम के बाद मेरी कोई प्रोडिक्शन गलत हुई है भाई. बहुत टाइम के बाद मेरी प्रोडिक्शन गलत हुई है भाई. लॉन्ग टाइम. एक मिनट में आया गाइस. Be right back.
Okay. Speaking of Team Secret, let's see how they're feeling here. Yeah, they didn't end up winning both matches, but they win. They take the map. They're good on Pro. If they pick their first map, they usually win the first map, and then, you know, we've seen the pattern here. Now, this team is the only other team besides T1 who has not changed their roster mid-season. They've kept their roster here. They have a lot of really good players on their team, but we haven't seen the, you know, the full potential of this squad in quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, this is a squad that could be very good. You know, last year in stage 2, it was this same group of people, and they looked great. But, you know, it's very up and down. And right now in stage 1, they have been on a down. 0-2 heading into this game. Playoffs looking more and more unlikely unless they can turn around and steal some wins, and they're going to really need to steal this one today.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't think a lot of people have the expectation that they're going to be able to win this match, but I think T1 is the, as far as Titans go, as far as teams go that you could potentially steal a map away from or push a little bit, they are a team that can be susceptible to be like letting the game get away from them from time to time. For Team Secret, the standout is always Envy. This guy is an absolute stud in Pacific. I think Wild Oreo and Jeremy have had their moments. Even Jesse Vash was pretty decent in kickoff, I have to say, and 2GE taking up a lot of the IGLing mantles. So look, I think you can't go against what their record is. They're having a rough time right now, and I'm really not sure what they can do to unlock more of that potential, because for me, I made the excuse of kickoff being a thing where I remember Coach Meow saying in some of the content that Chobra did that they changed a lot of roles and maybe that kind of threw things around a little bit.
Robo darling.
Going into this stage and given the fact that they've had such a long-running roster, how are they going to potentially turn around this kind of run?
Even clears.
That's what I'm asking, because not much has changed in the team for a long time. They're not breathing life into it with a new player. They haven't changed their coaching staff at least since the end of last year, start of this year. So what's going to be different for Secret here?
Yeah, we'll definitely want to have answers for that question. Now T1, on the other hand, they've been cooking and
let's see, guys. Let's see.
So we've had some time since Bangkok here, and they had some spicy takes, as you can see on the menu in front of us.
कैसी preparation चल रही है भाई? अबे तुम्हारा उसका क्या हुआ? मैंने तो ध्यान ही नहीं दिया बे. प्रमोशन रेलीगेशन का क्या हुआ बे सिस्टम? ओह, मैं तो भूल ही गया था. वो भी तो चल रहा है. क्या नाम था? VCS से साउथ एशिया स्प्लिट टू प्रमोशन रेलीगेशन. ओह, सेमी रिटायर्ड ने FF कर दिया. सेमी रिटायर्ड में कौन था? ओह, इन्होंने FF कर दिया फाइनल में जाके. ट्रिक्स्टर्स के अगेंस्ट खेले ही नहीं। है जी। एक टीम जानी थी, दो टीम ऊपर जानी थी। हाँ, दो टीम जानी थी ना, दोनों फाइनल वाली। सेमी रिटायर्ड आ गए होंगे इसलिए उन्होंने एफएफ कर दिया। ओ, ये 5 अप्रैल को मैच होना था, ये हुआ नहीं अभी तक। नो अपडेट्स। क्या ये मैच हुआ ही नहीं? ये तुम्हारा मैच हुआ ही नहीं है वो? फाइनल में कौन आया? सेमी रिटायर्ड और ट्रिक्स्टर्स। ये दोनों भारी टीम है वे। अगर ट्रिक्स्टर्स का मैच एस्ट्रिक्स से हो गया, ओ हो, दैट्स व्हाट आई वांट। एस्ट्रिक्स वर्सेस ट्रिक्स्टर्स भाई, दैट इज द गेम आई वांट। मैच स्टार्ट हुआ? नहीं नहीं, होने वाला है। रोबो भाई, दिस वर्सेस दिस, दिस विल बी समथिंग भाई। एंड तुम्हारा मैच हो जाए इनसे। दे ये स्पाइसी हो जाएगा फिर। और क्लियर वो तो पता है मेरे को। ये इनको क्लियर करना है तुमको, इनको आराम से कर दोगे। ठीक है, एस्ट्रिक्स का मैच हो जाए इधर। इजी भाई, पार्टी, वी चिलिंग। क्या बोलता है भाई रो?
Is some interesting flexibility for some of these secret players that you do have to keep an eye on. It does kind of unlock different ways.
मैं तो भूल ही गया था, पता है
Now,
मेरे दिमाग से ही निकल गया।
coming up, I am a little bit curious. T1's, map ban for a long time was abyss, as we discussed.
उसका क्या हुआ जो ट्विटर पे शोर और मच रहा था?
To ban anymore. I do wonder if Pearl will be.
Oh भाई, that one. Thank you for the invite. Vele cosplay. Oh भाई, बढ़िया है भाई cosplay तो.
Now they're going to take out Pearl, so totally agree. Abyss going out of the map pool is fantastic for T1, a team that was already doing really well. So we're going to get Haven as the first map. I mean, this has just been super good for T1. Every single game they just dominate on this map.
आप beard कब काटोगे यार? ये कैसी बातें हैं भाई? तेरे को मेरी beard से क्या दिक्कत है?
It's so spicy, right? You know, we see more and more teams trying to do it, but it's like, it's once again, you don't have Burst, you don't have Meteor. How good actually is it compared to how good
tweet का कुछ हुआ नहीं?
Icebox
coming
in as map 2. Now, we just spoke about it, T1 were playing the Reina Chamber there when we last saw them play. Do you think we'll be seeing that again, or do you think that was more of a one-off thing?
Oh, I think so. I mean, they played it against Nongshim and they won, but Nongshim did push them a little bit. It's been a decent map for Nongshim in the past. You did see Secret lose Icebox against Zeta, but they're going to run it back. And I think, didn't Depp play Reina against them as well in that game?
Yes, he
did. So they've already had to play
against them. I was absent here.
Well last time. Maybe
Markai ने tweet किया था ना?
Incentivize T1 to run it down yet again. And Lotus will be the third map decider. It's a map that
मार्काई ने ट्वीट किया था, उसके बाद ट्रिगी ने भी किया था।
ISO kind of Haven-y comp on Lotus before, and Lotus has been a map that surprised me even for Secret. They did beat RRQ in kickoff on that map, and they look pretty decent on it. So they do at least know how to play that map, and they kind of play the standard style on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could be a good map 3 if we get there, but once again, Secret have all the work to do to make it go the distance.
Oh, absolutely. We actually haven't seen Icebox all weekend, so today's gonna be the first time we're seeing it on week 3.
इसको टेम्प बैन मिला है फ्रॉम नॉर्डविन। क्या बात कर रहा है? टेम्प बैन मिला है? समझा नहीं मैं। टेम्प बैन क्या होता है भाई? किस चीज के लिए बैन मिला है? टेम्पररी बैन क्या होता है भाई? बैन मिला है इसका तो ये मतलब हुआ कि वो चीट कर रहा है। He can't play for tricksters until further investigation. ओहो, इन्वेस्टिगेट कैसे करेंगे भाई? दैट इज माय क्वेश्चन भाई. Interesting.
And things like that.
पहला मैं भेवन है. Let's go.
Does give you a little bit more of that kind of
Meteor का ISO.
Defensive power. You've seen even some teams mix it into.
ये आएगी और क्या?
The chokes on that map on defense.
Let's
so
go,
we'll
man.
see if 2GE is once again going to be chucked on the Astra, and we'll see how it does work out for him.
Yeah.
I'm pausing because it's like we had to talk about predictions. It always hurts a little bit. Today's hurting a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, with the two Korean teams facing off two teams that have been struggling quite a fair bit, and Team Secret is that team that's struggling today. So T1, I would say even Mika, you know, we've talked to her about it. She's supporting her homies, but it's hard to predict against T1, all things considered. But what are the win conditions for Secret today?
Oh, I think, well, number one, start strong. You can't let I think we've seen Secret look good in map 1s before, and then they've struggled to close it. But I think if they look weak in map 1, they're never going to be able to recover that momentum. I think you need to try and start good, but obviously you're starting on your opponent's map pick. It's a big ask. I think we need to see Envy go crazy, I would say, and probably a step up for some other members.
बहुत मुश्किल है भाई इनके लिए. एसी के अंदर बैठा ऑरेंज जूस खाता खाता आपका स्ट्रीम देख रहा. एसी के अंदर बैठा, ये क्या सिस्टम है भाई? Even though भाई YouTube की साइड तो कुछ भी है भाई. ये भाई कुछ भी चलता है भाई.
You kind of always know what T1's going to do. It's just a question of whether you can stop it, and I do think. Yeah, the firepower dips, they're going to have to at least play up an average level as
अच्छा हाँ, ऑरेंज जूस खा कैसे रहा है? जब से जी हारी अब देखने का मन नहीं करता मैच. भाई we love Valorant भाई, चुलबुला. मेरे साथ भी पहले ये चीज थी स्टार्टिंग में फर्स्ट सीजन में, लेकिन देन आई रियलाइज नहीं, वी लव वैलोरेंट भाई. तो अब मेरे को इतना फेज नहीं करता. फेवरेट थिंग टू डू भाई रोबो. एग्रीड भाई. कब खिला रहा है भाई रोबो मेरे को ऑरेंज जूस? कब खिला रहा है फिर ये बता. ओ भाई, अरे मेरे को लगा अभी टाइम लगेगा मतलब मैच स्टार्ट होने में.
우리는 스포츠의 영광과 팀의 영예를 위하고
스포츠를 fundamental
노력과 실력으로 정당한 승부를 펼칠 것을 약속 안 합니다. 네?
वैलोरेंट लव करता हूँ तो खेल ही लूँ, अपने ही बेहतर हो जाऊँ. नहीं, प्रोज को देखेगा तो सीखेगा भाई. चलो भाई, BO5 है, डॉज बॉल, हॉट पोटैटो और लॉन्ग जंप. ठीक है भाई. फर्स्ट गेम विल बी डॉज बॉल भाई. ड्रिंकिंग ऑरेंज जूस. जी लॉस्ट. आहो. ये तो होना था यार. चलो भाई, राउंड 1 गाइस, क्या लग रहा है? You got a soa. Let's go. कुछ नहीं सीखूंगा, सोलो में ये सब प्लेस बनाए सकते एक से एक. अबे प्लेस बनाने की बात नहीं कर रहा मैं भाई. तू ये देख सकता है कि वो क्या करते हैं, एटलीस्ट क्यों करते हैं. तेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग बढ़ेगी गेम की. अरे अरे कहाँ मार रहा है? रिंग. कह रहा भाई यार, सो बैड भाई. सीधा बोल दिया उसने. ओ भाई, ओ गुड शॉट भाई. स्टैक्स भाई, हेलो. डूड भाई, दिल्ली में कितना डिग्री टेम्परेचर गर्मी है पता नहीं भाई. मैं आज बाहर नहीं गया भाई, मैं अंदर बैठा हूँ. लेकिन गर्मी होने लग गई भाई भयंकर वाली. अबे फुल चार्ज कर रहा है.
벌써 큰일 났는데? 그러니까. 화이팅 노아준. 아 이거 좋다. 뭐해? 아 잠깐만요. 중년 갖고 샀나 봐. 예?
हैरान हो गया भाई.
안 샀네. 저 안 샀어요. 예? 네. 근데 본인 과실이기 때문에. 네, 이건 본인 과실이에요. 본인 과실. 자포 이슈로 1패 인정하겠습니다. 인정하겠습니다. 나이스. 오. 아니 형 다.
उसने शील्ड बाय नहीं करी भाई.
오 좋은데. 오. 오 당신다. 진짜 완전 피해리다요.
ओ भाई ह्यूज. भाई स्टैक्स तो बहुत बढ़िया है भाई इसमें.
상대의 머리를 읽어야 될 것 같습니다. 역시 아이주에. 좋네. 성탄 필승 좋은데. 아니 형 지금 무빙 좋아. 이대로만 해.
आप कोरियन बोलना जानते हो? नहीं, मेरे को दो चीज आती है, कम समझता और सरांगे. अरे 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 क्या कर रहा है?
아쉽네요. 이길 수 있었는데. 야, 너 영혼이 너무 없어. 형 너무 성의 없이 대답하는 거 아니야 지금? 아니 아쉽다. 진짜 아쉬운데. 잘했어.
भाई स्टैक्स इज द विनर भाई.
야 얘들아
टॉक्सिक विनर है भाई स्टैक्स.
확실하게 이겨줄게.
मेरे को ये स्पाइक ड्रॉप वाला बेकार लगता है यार, मजा नहीं आता इसमें.
근데 이게 전략이 할 수 있나? 아니 근데 내가 볼 때는 이거 궁 잘 써야 돼. 궁 잘 써야 돼. 궁이랑 대시를 잘 써야 돼.
Good use of your alt and dash. Oh.
가위바위보. 아. क्या दे? ओ
मगर सिर्फ यही की चीज है कि या तो विन है या तो लर्न है.
Oh.
어려워 보이긴 해. 어렵겠지.
I have the spike.
아, 나 깝치다가.
Too much messing around.
안 돼. 제발. 한 문제 어떻게 와. 그렇지.
जीत गया भाई.
나 고수인데? 까불지 마. 아 이대로만 해. 이대로만. 알려줬잖아. 뭘 더 알려줘야 돼. 너 걸리는데? 너 걸려. 같이 써.
Oh भाई. भाई साहब. So good.
야 몸에 붙여 그냥.
Oh भाई.
도망가. 걸렸어. 빨리 줘. 괜찮아.
Oh. Last 5 seconds.
그대로만.
अबे यार.
어려운데? 아 어제 이렇게 못해. 내가 볼 때 형이었으면 더 못했을 듯. 야 너 일로 와봐. 아니 뭐 잘하긴 하는데 스킬 활용이 아쉽다. 저보단 아쉽지 않아. 이럴 때 겸손해야 돼 임마. 뭔 소리야? 아쉬운데. 오.
The game is interesting exactly भाई. लेकिन पता नहीं मेरे को शॉक डार्ट वाला इससे ज्यादा बेटर लगता है.
예측거지. 너무 센데? 20초 남았어. 20초.
इस बारी तो यूजू फुल ट्राइड कर रहा है भाई.
우리 큰일 났다. 이거 역전패 당하겠다.
मेरा वो टू गेट रिवर्स शॉट बोल दिया भाई इसने.
오 무서워. 오. 뭐 어딨어? 어디 갔어? 어리둥 작가. 이거 먹혔다.
पकड़ा गया.
그거 저거 쓰지 마. 저거 쓰지 마. 저거 쓰지 마. 아 진짜 민혁아. 너 바보야? 좋은데 좋은데 민혁아. 안 좋은데 안 좋은데. 민혁아 좋은데. 좋은데 지금. 잘하고 있어. 잘하고 있어 지금 잘하고 있어. 오. 아니 이거 어려워. 끝까지. 이러면 어쩔 건데. 어이. 아니 스파이크를 들고 있지 말고 아우.
नहीं. I think Izu will win.
대시를 쓰면 따라가란 말이야 임마. 아직도 모르겠어? 너 이거 잘 피해야 돼. 너 이 쓰지 마. 있어. 너 TP 쓰지 마. 알았어.
2-2 हो गया भाई. रिवर्स स्वीप लग जाएगा क्या?
지금.
ओए.
천천히 해. 마이축이.
ओ. बेट कर दिया.
깨달았다 bro. 깨달았다. 따라가. 아니 감도를 늘려야겠는데.
पकड़ा गया. ओह. नो वापस दे दिया.
아니 큐를 늘려라니까 왜? 아니 뭐야 이거?
컴백 हो गई भाई.
잘했어. 2점이면은 하준이 형보다 잘한 거야. 나보다 잘한 거야. 6대 3이야. 이길 수 있어. 3대 0 내야 돼. 저는 잘 모르겠는데요.
야 1점만 더 이긴 거야. 1점만 더. 명간이 한 판 보내 그냥.
나 나쁘지 않아.
Use Euros get crash to reach the cliff's edge. Okay.
난 요루를 발로란트 하면서 한 2판 안 내면 진 거 가위바위보. 야 우리 빠 내지 말자. 가위바위보 왜 이렇게 다 지는 거야?
अबे यार.
아 너무 빨리 탔어. 어디야? 아 너무 빨리 탔네. 나 이거 가깝다. 그래 너무 빨리 탔어? 좋은데? 내가 딱 한 3초 형 3초. 제발.
इसके अंदर आगे आगे पहुंचना है. कौन ज्यादा आगे पहुंचेगा?
3, 2, 1, 2, 3. 와.
오.
좋았다 형 이거야. 어떤데? 저리 가 임마. 명관이 먼저 하자. 아, 나 먼저? 오케이.
자. 슛.
오.
와, 떨어져.
너무 이거 아닌데. 너무 가까운데? 저기 아까 영섭이 형 위치거나 떨어졌는데? 너무 가까운데? 떨어졌는데? 너무 가까운데? 자, 갑니다.
That's not ready.
저 보냈어요. 모르고. 실격패. 아니 형 오버타임 가고 싶네.
영섭아.
우리부터.
나도 아까 전에 근데 몰수프 당했는데 난 이겼다.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 이걸 또.
오.
떨어진 거 아니야?
No, so close भाई.
아니 떨어졌겠냐고 형 바보야? 아니야.
뭔가 보내 빨리 보내.
지금 준비됐어요.
보내.
अरे. नहीं इस वाले से तो नहीं जीत सकता था. ये बहुत बिल्कुल लास्ट में था उसका.
재미를 위해서.
T1 जीत गई भाई.
위 팀은 제1회 퍼시픽 운동회에서 탁월한 실력과 빛나는 팀워크로 승리를 거두었기에 이에 축하의 마음을 담아 이 트로피를 수여합니다.
감사합니다.
아무래도 제가 아닌가. 아무래도 하준이 형이 소바를 좀 못하지 않았나. 저도 그렇게 생각하기 때문에 걔 때문에 진 것 같아요. 저도 그렇게 생각합니다.
उसके ऊपर डाल दिया भाई. क्या था honestly we lost because of him. Oh yeah.
Show you a picture together. You guys
guys recognize it?
Hell no.
I forgot.
What?
Jet has 3 smokes, but it might be better. Wait, I don't remember this.
I forgot it.
Me either, I don't know.
This I remember.
This one is...
Oh yeah, this for sure.
Wow, this one is a horrible thing. They can't pass this way.
この時はあんま覚えてない。
This one is annoying. I don't like ranked when Rain is again.
Oh, when you can on both at the same time, right? So it's OP.
No, at that time I think this one is not.
ये तो कल हो चुका है यार, इन्होंने कल भी दिखाया था ये वाला 7 मिनट में स्टार्ट हो गया गेम। अबे यार
This guy.
Vision Striker Specs.
これは覚えてない。
सैड जी गाइस, वेट करना पड़ेगा अपने को थोड़ा सा।
No, me and Jinmung is quite we competing each other so long time since 21.
Oh.
What? Dude, this guy looks like 괜찮아. ning, 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 ning. You look
Yeah,
older,
younger
bro.
now,
Yeah,
yeah?
younger now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same like me, bro. I think everyone know that.
No, classic stacks.
The mouse kiss.
The mouse kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, classic. You same, bro.
Yeah, same.
You same.
So long ago.
So you're like 16?
No, I was 17, I think. So young.
Really getting old, bro.
I'm already a boomer.
जिंग भाई कितना ज़्यादा वो है
I'm Stacks.
introverted.
I'm Valorant. I play Valorant since beginning.
こんにちは、TFM のジンブンです。バラント始めてから始めました。
Hello everyone, I'm Sing and I'm from Paper X and I've been playing Valorant from the beginning.
Hello, I'm Cruz and I'm from Talent Esports. I've been playing Valorant since the start as well. For me, he's the same. Toxic.
What do you mean toxic, bro? I'm not toxic. I'm kind of guy.
You fake kind guy.
Not fake. After break time, you come follow the blue bro.
My first match ever was against you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Reina?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah,
At the
Reina
Haven.
Haven.
Yeah.
जैसे हमारे यहाँ होता है ना, बाहर मिलियो, कोरियंस में होता है छत पे मिलियो।
Raze was so annoying, and I'm like, oh, this guy is so annoying. So I told my teammate play like him.
ステッツ選手なんだけど、初めての、あったのは覚えてないけど、大会で配信で見て、熱い男だなって。
The most memorable thing was probably qualifying for my first tournament. It was really a big surprise to me because I never expected to like qualify for a tournament like that. When I was playing professionally, I was just like playing casually with friends, you know. I didn't expect to like make it this far. Somehow I'm here today.
一番覚えてるのは、ティアンを上がってきて最初の試合が一番熱もかかってるし、ちょっと熱かったと思います。
I think personality-wise, of course, I feel it changed. Last time I'm more like introverted, but now slightly better, I think.
I become more calm, I guess, because I getting older and then I think a lot. So yeah.
僕いた本当にゲーム始めた時は
स्टैक्स वाला हिसाब तो लेजिट है वे।
ボイス使わ
जैसे जैसे तुम बड़े होते जाते हो,
意見とかも無視して
थिंकिंग बढ़ती जाती है।
人だったけど、性格時代が変わってて、そうしたら絶対上手くならないなって思ってもう頑張って書いたけどまだ足りないですね。
For me, it's
Nothing
like
changed.
a lot of change.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like hype man. I was like ah, and then now I feel like when I have a lot of kids in the team, I can't be always.
I have a lot of kids on the
because
team.
they
बोल
will
दिया।
be very sad if I'm always mad. So I need to come back to being the same guy I was 2-3 years ago. So it's like I change all the time.
कितने साल का है?
Is like we
Cruise
them,
age.
like, when I'm like a kid, you know, like 17, 18 years old, I remember.
ओह 28 साल का हो गया
definitely
क्रूज।
It's like nostalgic, you know, like just thinking.
लगता नहीं है भैया 28 साल का है।
先輩っていうかその長くやってる人を見ててすごいなって思ってもっと頑張れたのですごいリスペクトしてます。
Yeah, I can remember Jinbung. Yeah, he was really good. He was really good aimer. I think Munchkin few times. Yeah, not many.
なんかまだ強い人とまだ会えてないなって感じあるので多分モンチキンさんとかそのチーム時代でちょっと強さを感じたので
मंचकिन को बोलता भाई यार कोई।
Insane. I press tab 18 and 2 and I'm like okay. Next for me, I think it was 2022. The only team we couldn't beat was them. So the next tournament, Copenhagen, the finals, I was like, okay, guys, we all agreed that let's just run it down. And it was 3-0.
I think it has to be Demon 1. That guy, I just remember whenever we play him, it's like
You cannot even jiggle pick him, you know? You jiggle pick him, you just get one tap.
X10 against Envy. I think that was the first time Pacific team ever beat NA. And my life's changed after that game in Thailand. People know me, stuff like that.
That thing's crazy.
That's
Superstar.
why I think like that. And then I checked my Instagram. Not a lot of followers.
I think against NRG in
Did you use Ghibli? Yeah, bro.
CGRS because I think he's like a really good teammate. Like he just makes the team very hyped and happy. So he played really well and it was really fun. I played you in Tokyo first game.
We got destroyed by you guys. Yeah. That's bad.
Good memory.
Yeah, good memory. For you, bro. For me, it's the first international masters, Berlin Masters. It was first. Yeah, when I was in the business strikers. If we gonna made a playoff, we can qualify for the champions.
Did you make it?
Yeah, we make it. Yeah. And then we made a playoff, and then we go to home. We met the Gambit, bro.
Oh yeah.
Prime Gambit.
Yeah, Prime Gambit.
Every player improved a lot, but I miss the older player, like ex-Gambit player, like Shadows. First I met him in
Shadows.
he looks like kind of UFC fighter.
UFC fighter बोल दिया भाई.
Muscle and rage, right? And then he's the first time he met me. Hey, you have lighter? And then yeah, I have that.
I feel like now May has improved a lot. He was good, but he wasn't.
He was a support.
So good like now. I feel like now May has improved a lot. So I think May.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think maybe like 3-4 years ago, the game was way more simpler. Maybe when you execute side, it's just like smoke and flash.
Exactly.
Now like stun, bomb, flash.
Sit down. Nowadays, everyone is the burst
Sit
shot,
down बोल दिया भाई. Grab net वाला.
Back in the day, we
see,
we crouch, we spray, and then we won. Easy one. Real man fight, you know. Everyone is just like beep, 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 beep. Everyone, Michael Jackson, bro. I want to see more agent over the 100 agents.
Too many.
Yeah, but at the time we're not gonna play. We just watching. we just watching it with the chicken. 없으면 좋겠다고 했어? 유지됐으면 좋겠다고?
아니요, 바뀌는 건 좋은데.
너무 많이 추가되는 거라.
바뀌는 건 좋은데 결국 프로니까 이게 돼서 메타 바뀌는 건 좀 빡세가지고. 바런트가 오모시.
चारों कितने अलग-अलग पर्सनैलिटीज है भाई. बिल्कुल डिफरेंट भाई.
I lift weights because this year I lift weights because practice lifting trophy.
Thank you to all the fans for supporting us. Whether we are winning or losing, it really means a lot to us and
keep on supporting us whether you're Thai or not.
ステージ1も頑張っていきたいと思います。
이제 시작했기 때문에 아직 할 일이 많다고 생각을 해서 더 재밌는 모습 보여드릴 테니까 끝까지 응원해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
Oh भाई, nice भाई. Good message.
Creamy, Wild Oreo, Forsaken, and Kelly S.
Flex?
Flex, they all play Flex agent.
Flex?
Yeah, I think Flex.
Why? Flex? Younger guys. Young boys.
It's not the videos. Confirm. Whoa.
चलो गाइस, अब मैच स्टार्ट होगा फाइनली. It took a lot of time. राइज स्पेसिफिक. चलो अब तो एक मैच स्ट्रेस फ्री होके देख सकता हूँ. इजी भाई. ट्विटर के ऊपर क्या चल रहा है भाई? मेरा ट्विटर तो देखा ही नहीं मैंने. To get करने का for 10 rupees back in home. Now I barely get it for 10 euros.
2025 VCT Pacific, Stage 1. Rise Pacific. T1.
We are officially at the halfway point
ईद
of
कैसी रही
group stages,
ठीक है
and we are going to find out if T1 is going to be joining the other two teams as the official playoffs qualified teams. Right now, they are undefeated in their groups. Now, both of these squads today, T1 and Team Secret, have made
आदर्श मियां क्या हाल चाल है
since the 2025
मैच स्टार्ट और नॉट अब स्टार्ट हो रहा है
the only two teams so far
थोड़ा सा
to do
डिले हो
so.
गया
So
बट
they
वी
both
हियर
must see something in their squads. However, the results of these two teams so far are vastly different.
Yeah, I mean T1 are not bulletproof in Pacific though. They showed that at kickoff.
एक टॉप टीम एक बॉटम टीम व्हाट वी गोना सी गाइस
Yeah, that is the question. Now T1 was on
will
a
Team Secret fight back even a little
ever since the beginning of this year until last week they had a 2-0. Now Team Secret on the other hand, well, they also broke a particular pattern of winning.
Yeah,
losing.
they didn't manage to get that 2-1. You know, they were so used to having one map looking incredibly dominant and then losing the series. But last week they didn't even manage to find that. So this team really needs to make a turnaround. And we know that there is so much potential here. There is a lot of room for this team to grow, and I think their ceiling is really high, but they've not been able to find it, and especially not in this stage 1.
Yeah, this is
hopefully Jesse was फिर से आईजीएल करे
seen this week before. To be honest, there was always this
hopefully
hope here. So surely Coach Meow has something up his sleeve.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of tape out there. They know kind of what they're going to expect from T1. You know, they don't usually change up too much.
Agreed, bhai. 100%.
Map that they've been playing game
Oh,
in,
bhai.
game out. Secret's got an interesting take on
T1 में 4 कोच हैं भाई साहब
They're banning it out first or second phase. A couple of
Haven,
teams
Icebox,
picking it up,
Lotus.
so we'll see how Secret goes
Team
on
Secret
that
ने
map, given that they've already
Icebox
dropped the
लिया
name
है
on it so far in
Why
the
we
stage.
taking
Well, I do have to
Icebox
say, there was a
क्या है
time
Team
when
Secret
Team
में
Secret
ऐसा
was really good at Haven. I mean,
Wild
it was
audio.
classically the Sova map back when they had
Interesting.
Borkum, back when they had Dubstep. They were phenomenal in Haven. They basically kept hitting A, but it worked. And they were
Jeremy का भी अच्छा होगा
experimenting a bit
वैसे
this year. I wonder if they are going to go back
तो
to the old
अच्छा तो क्या
pattern
decent
of
level
what
का
did
होगा
work, or if they're going to try to find a new way to fit into this new meta, just like T1.
Yeah, it's hard because, you know, when something used to work for you,
भाई
it can be
स्टैक्स तो कुछ ना
tempting
कुछ
to go
बता
back
रहा है
there.
भाई टीम को
But the
बैंकर
game has
लेवल पे
changed so
अभी हम
much.
क्लेम
We're
करेंगे
seeing so
अपनी
much more
Agreed.
dual duelists. We're
क्लेपिंग
seeing
ऐसे हो गया हम
the likes
कैंपेन
of Vice, the
Okay,
likes
guys.
of Chaos.
Come on, start
There's a
Yeah.
lot of different options out there the teams are able to grasp. So I am curious how Team Secret are going to line themselves up for this Haven and what they've got cooked up to try and counter what will almost certainly we know will be coming out from T1.
Yeah, for sure. I think at the end of the day, Haven is one of those maps that you can still play pretty classically. I think the biggest change is just how much popularity you're seeing, like you said, of the double duelers, but I think that's more of a side effect of T1 success. I think the Teo is kind of the adoption that you'd be expecting. T1, they're not going to change a thing. Straight onto the attack with the double duelist. We know what we're going to expect from them.
Yeah, over on Team Secret, they are throwing it all the way back. Breach, Silver, and Over. Very, very old school take on this map.
Okay, Haven
well,
पे
This is about as classic as you can get. And, you know, what they really need to do is they need to re-clear this space. When the double duelist uses their utility to take something, fight it back with Breach and Silver. You should have
playing
that
Jet Breach
I think
in 2025
established. You know that Izu's going to be lurking up the
on
middle
Haven.
of the map. You kind of know what the patterns are around the Sober drone and the
हम
single
अभी भी
unit, so
यही
there's a
कॉम
lot
क्यों
of
खेल रहे हैं भाई
footage and things that Team Secret can potentially exploit, but can they actually execute it?
Interesting.
Yeah, well, they definitely are able to do it. Whether or not they can do it today, let's send a Terracasters to talk us through the very first map of today. It's Achilleos and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much. Yes, here we go. Team Secret versus T1. David and Goliath, whatever plot lines and metaphors you would like to use. This is a tough battle. Team Secret are all but eliminated from the playoffs. If they can get this win, then my God, the run could absolutely begin. But any kind of loss, I think maybe even a map dropped, and it's going to be dire straits.
Yeah, it really has to be clean here from Team Secret, and we need to see a version of them we haven't so far in 2025. If they're going to have any hope of
Team Secret 2-0 T1, that is not possible.
A map where they beat the #1 seeds
unless they play
every
4v5
other region in the world. G2, Vitality, EDG. This is arguably, I'd say, not arguably, the best Haven team in the world right now. With the way they run this comp. To Team Secret's credit, they have some experience playing against it because Talon has picked it up. So in their last match, they did have a bit of a go at it. It was like a 13-9, I want to say. Kind of close, but they changed up comps again because they were playing something vastly different. They were playing Teho, Breach, Astra with a Neon. Now they're going
Let's
back
go,
with the
bhai.
old school
Meteor
concept
kitna
of
marega,
Cypher
guys?
instead of a Killjoy. What is this going to look like? I mean, certainly more comfortable in the agents for Team Secret. I do appreciate that notion.
I appreciated the science.
You got the shard? Yes, sir.
Shout out to him. Got his win. He got a win earlier. And apparently had some.
We're gonna get Firestone soon as well, bro. We got the desert. We found the desert, bro. We found 2 deserts.
One's British and one has the deepest voice you'll ever hear.
Look, all I'm going to say is, like, the two of them
How?
could not
Who
be
got
more
it?
different.
So, like, Admirer got it, bro. Like at 4 in the morning almost. 4 or no, 3:30 in the morning.
Rossi, though, not afraid to speak his mind, that's for sure. Team Secret,
But we'll need more shards, bro.
thoroughly aggressive.
We'll need more shards. Like every Pokemon needs to equip it to raise the XP.
Okay, that's nice, Jesse.
Yeah, a stray shot on a timing, it would seem, just able to find stacks. Tripwire going to be cleared here from behind, so T1 likely going to understand where a decent amount of this pressure is coming from. Shield going to be broken there as the shock dart flies through. Otherwise, damage is avoided. Strafing forward.
Oh, nice way, Jeremy.
Going to be taken down. While Oreo trying to hold
Oh, nice way.
Does. Sylvan falls.
Team Secret on top, guys.
After shock, not there to clear him. Finds the first. Will not find anything else. Pistol goes the way of Secret.
Just a really nice game plan here off the rip for Team Secret. Jesse Vash just playing.
Let's go. So we will need so many shards. Exactly.
Up into heaven, uses that shock dart to clear the shield.
A lot of shards.
The ISO, which is one of the biggest threats that T1 is going to be bringing into those pistol rounds.
Bro, my Arc9 is a monster now, bro.
Away the win conditions from
Dosa,
T1
idli, sambar.
really nicely thought out by Team Secret.
यार
Not afraid to
कैसी हरकतें हैं यार ये?
group up, take a push out through
गलत बात है भाई, बहुत गलत बात है.
and just come at T1 from a bunch of different directions. So a nice start to the day.
Yep. Well, that guy that was just on our screens and currently finds himself at the top of the scoreboard.
My Charizard can one tap you.
Who I'm going to be having my eyes on.
What level is your Charizard, bro?
The linchpin for them. The top and most consistent performing member for this squad in their losses.
He's been their best player for years.
Yes.
47. My Arc9 is 52, bro.
Crazy how good he is on initiator.
You sure you can one tap me?
If he swings out around this corner, or if he just peeks back into garage, I mean, he's got 2 players basically dead to rights here. But right now he's just staying stagnant, just sat inside. There you go. Takes the timing, goes for the shot, puts up the shield.
Yes, I can. Okay, buddy. We'll see today. I think my Gyarados is already like near that level now. 40, 45 or 47.
Across the map here. Necessarily going to be the greatest weapons to try to go.
When my Gyarados appears, your Charizard's attack will fall, bro.
And now they close the distance. Now they can just run him down. Meteor trying to arrive, but looks like it might just end up being a little bit too late. And there you go. Jesse Bash will find a third. Overall, just 2 players lost. A bit of damage is dealt here, given the investments from the side of Secret, but they still close things out.
Yeah, that's classic Meteor to start things out. Just somehow finds a way to slip the net. Has great reads on
I have the electric
Does his
Pokemon.
homework and finds some value.
I have the electric Pokemon as well, bro.
T1 gets the plant.
I have everything now. I don't have a ghost Pokemon yet. I'm gonna get a ghost Pokemon soon though.
Just love it. Run and gun with those short range weapons, looking so good for Team Secret. Really like the game plans. Now it kind of becomes an interesting one. You do have the Outlaw, but it's full shield.
Okay, I come after some time. You're going to grind? Okay, buddy. I see how it is.
See if that comes into play here.
A longer control deny किया उनको.
Future round.
What are we gonna see? Now we're moving mid.
Absolutely massive.
And they've got 2 GE pushed up into Cubby already, so if there was an attempt to go for the orb to get ISO the ult, they might be able to counter that, stop it, but for now, a lot of presence being shown in mid by T1. Letting some gunfire rip, sending out the drone. Spot there, trying to suss out the Cypher utility. It feels like they've done so. Plan B.
Pick out. Ooh. Line is there, but so is Envy. Just peeks in from window and Buzz.
Buzz ने सीधा whiff कर दिया बे.
It's a falling down. Rest of T1 looking like, I mean, they've taken a leaf out of Team Secret's book from a couple years ago. They're just attacking A.
Yeah, that was a gun drop too, though. adds a lot of firepower there to Team Secret's retake. It's been something they've been happy to try to go
कौन से आ रहा है उनका ओमन पूरा यहाँ तक गया है भाई
Tiny bit of damage on the sacks.
Close.
No teleports available.
Nice to see Jesse back on the Sova.
कुछ नहीं यहाँ से यहाँ टिप्पी मार लिया भाई इससे बचने के लिए
Oh, I think he actually did manage to jump over top of the trip.
He did.
ओ भाई
Meteor still sights in over towards long.
मीटियोर को पता है भाई
Puts more into the cyber cage. Tucci going to be taken down.
वो
Jesse
पीछे क्यों देख रहा है वहाँ से
will continue to fall to his hand.
Nice.
And overall, not a bad bonus attempt here for the side of Team Secret. Cannot get that conversion, but they still do remove 3 players from T1.
Yeah, not at all. Not bad at all. Gotta like what you're seeing. This goes back to what the desk was talking about in the lead up to this. Wanting to see a bit more play for retake. Let some of that util come out early from the side of T1, and then Team Secret can try to punish that.
Did you watch Squid Game? No.
And if you can get those shock darts to connect
Not me.
Sova or onto the ISO, excuse me, then
मेरे को पसंद नहीं आया मैंने फर्स्ट एपिसोड देखा बोरिंग लगा नहीं देखा आगे
Raj pressure down and shutting it out of the way.
Oh.
Trying to grab the orb.
Flash does force Jesse Bash off.
और भी डिनाई कर दिया उसको भाई और उसको उठा भी लिया भाई मीटियोर भाई मीटियोर भाई उसकी चौथे राउंड में अल्ट आ गई है भाई चौथे राउंड में पहली अल्ट
Yeah, this is just a classic T1 round. You have the ISO ult, you grab somebody, you get the Yoru TP through, send Buzz in, he finds his kill. And it is round over. GG, go next. Meteor, not afraid. Has plenty of money, so he can go on a little bit of an exploration himself. But I don't think Team Secret's going to be anywhere near him.
Easy round, save.
See, in general though, it's hard to play ISO, but Meteor makes it look easy. He's just so tremendously talented with his rifling, with everything. I mean, look, I think I've said it on Twitter. I'll say it here. I think Meteor's the best player in the world right now. I think when you account for everything that he can do, the different roles that he can play, the skill that he has, he can snipe if you want him to. He's the best rifler on the planet right now, it seems like, because he doesn't lose these at all. I mean, he lurks like crazy. He's a brilliant lurker. Yeah.
Meteor is...
I'm a big fan of Meteor. What can I say?
I don't think you'll find too many people who are really willing to disagree with you. At least
not in this region.
Not while employing logic. So.
I mean, look, if you still think Aspas is the GOAT, I'm with you. I think overall, you might be right. But right now, I think Meteor might have it.
Agreed, bhai. Agreed.
Maybe Toronto could be a proving ground there. We'll have to wait and see for the future. As for now, Hunter's Fury going to be opened up by Jesse Bash.
Can't,
spot anything out, but this time around, no one really playing close to A aside from Izu, who is on this linger, and he will be able to strike Jeremy. Not sure what hit him. And given that the plant's coming through, Jesse Bash maybe sends himself in.
Did you watch Squid Game? नहीं बोला तो मैंने नहीं देखा.
Maybe an opportunity to try to wiggle their way back in for a retake here. I thought maybe it was just going to end up being a very quick call to save.
Yeah, Izu on a long lurk though.
Smoke does go ahead and dissipate down. Buzz holding forward, going to be good for 1, then gets eliminated. Hunter's Fury also used here by Stacks. Maybe not the most necessary. Sylvan will find the final 2.
T1 बहुत strong है इनके लिए बे.
Yeah, just finding the open space
catch up
now.
चल रहा है ये तो.
They've been conditioning.
One-sided game खत्म है guys.
They're going to go over to C. Very slow, very patient with it. Meteor, so good. Has that double tap popped. Izu watching on the flanks. Envy, there's somebody who can shut Meteor down. Absolutely, it could be Envy for Team Secret. We're bigging him up and with good reason. Incredible player. Nice work there by Sylvan at the end to hold things down.
Let's go.
Okay, T1 starting to find their form. Buzz has his ult. They're just going to go for a quick A hit off the Yoru ult. Nope, they're going to take a little bit of time. Expecting some kind of aggression. Jeremy.
Itna control.
Oh, it's outside the smoke. Yeah. You don't see him.
Jeremy's still going to be tucked away. Meteor at the ready with this undercut. Dimensional drift going to be sent. And that's going to be, well, Oreo scattering back here. There's a Buzz on the chase. It's least spotting out one. Not sure if he got a glimpse of 2G.
तो शिफ्ट वॉक करके वहां तक आ गया भाई.
Has seen Envy. He's just gonna guide Meteor forward as he absolutely
भाई
decimates them.
मीटियोर भाई क्या एनाइलेशन करता है वे.
3 quick kills.
वो यहाँ से शिफ्ट वॉक करके यहाँ तक आ गया भाई.
The darkness here for Meteor. He takes him to Sanctuary.
उन्होंने एक्सपेक्ट ही नहीं किया. वो सीधा एक्सपेक्ट करते रहे हमसे यहाँ पे लड़ाई होगी.
You're gonna wait this ult out. You're gonna
So
wait
good,
out
bhai.
the double tap. Nope, Meteor's not even gonna give you a chance.
You know who was in the back of Team Secret's heads?
आपके माइनक्राफ्ट सर्वर ज्वाइन कैसे करें थोड़े दिन बाद क्योंकि एग्जाम चल रहे हैं. मैं बता दूंगा.
Flush him out and make this as costly as possible. Jeremy slowly slinking his way into heaven to try to hold on to this. And looks like they're not going to.
I will tell you. I will let you know.
He should be able to retain the weapon.
Well, and now you're gonna have to contest with another Meteor ult in the next round potentially.
और भाई कार्लनस्टीन
for Team Secret. Just I mean, no fear. And when you have a Yoru leading,
आज फायरस्टोन लेके रहेंगे.
Unbelievable.
आज चाहिए भाई.
Just absolutely unbelievable. He's so clean. And yeah, you got to take a timeout. I mean, it looked good for Team Secret the first couple of rounds. Even the bonus round looked stable. It looked like they had a good read on things. Looked like they had a good game plan. But, you know, things start unraveling pretty quickly. Meteor comes online. Buzz has a couple good executes there. Uses that Yoru ult nicely. And all of a sudden, the rug gets pulled out.
No issues. मुझे भी अभी एग्जाम्स हैं 1 month. कार्लनस्टीन मेरे को ना पोकेमॉन वाला गेम खेल के ना एक चीज रियलाइज हुई है. पैलोल ने एक गलती करी कि वो बहुत कम पोकेमॉन्स के साथ आए पता है. उन्होंने अपने सारे पोकेमॉन जितने भी थे उन्होंने स्टार्टिंग में ही दिखा दिए. उसके बाद उन्होंने नई क्रिएट किए तो जनता का उनके साथ कनेक्ट नहीं बना. By the way, BenQ का रिप्लाई आ गया. The sending engineer घर पे तो verify and solve start replacement process. Oh भाई, let's घर पे ही हो रहा है सब कुछ. Easy भाई. This is insane. मुझे भी अभी एग्जाम से 1 month sorted भाई. अगर पैल वर्ल्ड वालों ने ऐसा किया होता ना कि सीजन 1 में
much else could be spotted here from the recon, but immediately Team Secret are calling for the full pivot. Just
season 1 में उन्होंने first generation के Pokemon निकाले होते. ठीक है. And उनकी battle बीच-बीच में जिम लीडर के साथ उनके हायर इवोल्यूशंस के साथ बैटल हो रही है. उस तरीके से बिल्डअप किया होता आगे के लिए. वो बढ़िया रखता. और लेकिन ज्यादा नंबर्स जैसे 300 या 400 टाइप के नहीं, इवन मोर 500 टाइप के पोकेमॉन लॉन्च विद ओवर 999. वही इवन दो अपने को पता नहीं है, अपने को दिक्कत नहीं हो रही. And we can decide over a big pool कि अपने क्या क्या चाहिए.
Can't TP out. Send the fake in.
No neon dash to try to escape it. Yeah.
I was curious if Jeremy was going to try to go for a glass cannon operator, but it looks like he is just going to.
There was potential for evolution in Valorant. The starter Pokemon, then we will make our way to second and third generation.
Go ahead and quickly collect the headshot.
I was kind of curious if maybe somebody from T1 might grab it up, just because they're feeling confident. Buzz is very good on this map with that operator.
Haven't checked for this quite just yet. How patiently does he play this? 2GE.
Oh!
An opportunity to do some damage, but then Stax finally assesses the situation. He plucks him out. Jesse Bash.
भाई ये सिल्वन बहुत स्मार्ट है भाई बंदा.
Front lining takes down the boss. His Buzz will similarly fall. Player advantage now for the side of Team Secret.
अभी हम क्लेप करेंगे अपने लिए.
ठीक है.
क्लेपिंग ऐसे हो गया हम चैंपियन.
Set up deep over towards the defender's spawn.
देखो इस राउंड में इनको इन्फो थी तो उन्होंने एम में हगाई नहीं करी.
The ranks here from Secret.
I know where he's at.
30 seconds left.
भाई ये मैक्रो बहुत मैटर करता है, प्लेयर अच्छे हैं पता है टीम सीक्रेट के पास, एम की दिक्कत नहीं है इतनी ज्यादा मेजर, लेकिन मैक्रो का बहुत इशू है. I checked by the way, there is rider mod and we should also get the gym mods. वही ब्लूम को बोलना, ब्लूम को एक बारी बुला, बेसी बुला, उसको बोल कि वो राइडर वाला मॉड और अपन को वो जिम वाला मॉड करते हैं आज.
A great read by Jesse to refill that space. I don't know
Stacks
how in
is
the world
him.
Stacks
does it,
might
भाई.
be in that corner.
Stacks does it, भाई.
Maybe caught a glimpse of it on the mini map or something, but goodness. Then he just clutches around out because he is Stacks. He is the beast. And it's a heartbreak for Team Secret. That
Even
like
win.
around, they might be able to turn things around. They
बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस हो गया ना स्टैक्स को उस स्टेज पे खेलने का, तो बिल्कुल नर्व्स फील नहीं होती. ये पे एक्सपीरियंस बहुत मैटर करता है.
Couple Guardians, see if they can find some shots. Nope.
भाई मीटियोर यार, एक तो मीटियोर मानता ही नहीं है इस मैप पे भाई. वो तुम्हें फोर्स करता है कि मेरे से लड़ाई करो. मतलब जैसे आईसो खेला जाना चाहिए. बंदा देखा शील्ड अप, आ भाई मेरे से लड़, ना मेरे से लड़ भाई, मेरे को नहीं पता, लड़. और देखा अब वो लड़ाई नहीं देगा, अब वो लो हो गया, अब वो लड़ाई नहीं देगा, अब बाकी लोग फाइट लेंगे. देख रहा है स्मार्टनेस यार.
Still has the shield though.
He's going to be set on alert. T1 are still drifting towards this.
अब देखो वो लड़का रोल में चला गया.
The read that this has been fully reinforced.
देख रहे हो, अब तुम ये सारी चीजें ना भाई भयंकर लेवल की प्रैक्टिस के अलावा नहीं समझ सकते. अब वो लड़का रोड में चला गया, वो पीछे से मारे, क्यों? क्योंकि वो लो है और ये तीनों आगे की लड़ाई लड़ेंगे. एक चांस देना सर्वर ज्वाइन के लिए मई मंथ. ओके. देखो भाई ले गया एक किल. अमेजिंग टू सी भाई. अब इसकी टीम निकाल देगी यहाँ से. 2v1 है. ओह पैरनोया कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ. नाइस वेस जर्मनी का देखो एम है भाई. नाइस. इसने गड़बड़ करी थोड़ी सी. साइबर था ना ये. साइबर कौन खेल रहा है इनका? इजू ने गलती करी, अकेले फाइट किया वहाँ पे.
You know, they've been winning a lot of their duels. Here's one of them. And they've been able to find some good trades, and they think, well, if we could just play for trades at A, we could just
They should have swung from double left or right. हाँ नहीं, वो देख वो एक बंदा स्विंग करा और दूसरा नहीं स्विंग किया, वहाँ प्रॉब्लम हो गई. एक यूटिल दे रहा था और एक फाइट कर रहा था. वो सिटी स्मोक कर रहा था और वो उससे पहले पीक करेगा.
Congratulations on the accolade. Secret though, how
तो
far
छोटे सेटअप्स. यहाँ पे टीपी किया, यहाँ पे कैम, और कैम के देखने के बाद फिर वो अब उनको कुछ नहीं दिखा तो ठीक है, वरना यहाँ पे फ्लैश करता और उसको मारता. छोटे कंट्रोल लेने के तरीके भाई बहुत बढ़िया है इनके. T1 is getting better and better भाई. मेरे को compete करना है यार उस लेवल पे.
Gonna go ahead and grab Jesse. Or Wild Oreo, excuse me.
Pulls him in, and Wild Oreo, what is that? Double tap.
Wild Oreo ने भाई मीटियोर को हरा दिया 1v1 में. देख लो टीम सीक्रेट के पास एम की कमी नहीं है भाई.
That smoke does dissipate. Buzz ahead, not getting caught by that rolling thunder as the aftershock. Trying to force the angle. Dimensional drift is available. Sylvan breaking through at sewers, able to find one. Buzz tagged up.
आपके ट्रस्ट के लिए आईडी प्रूफ भी दिखाऊंगा जस्ट इन केस कैमरा ना लगूं. ठीक है.
Double peek in towards hell, and it's all on Sylvan and Jeremy. With some very nice movement, breaks the crosshair, and Team Secret, they will string 2 more rounds together.
Great flash there from Envy that broke Sylvan's crossfire angle to help out Stacks.
अच्छा खेल रही है टीम सीक्रेट, पता है. अच्छा फाइट बैक दे रहे. उनको आइडिया है इस कॉम के अगेंस्ट खेलने का.
Second shot, being able to find the head right as the shield gets broken.
It's crazy good.
Yeah, very nicely done here. 2 rounds separating Team Secret.
मैं थोड़ा फ्लिकरिंग वेल खेलता हूँ B-Ride Wag. Okay buddy.
A bit of a difficult spot.
You've got the ults though. The Yoru ult, you got the Hunter's Fury.
TP forward, off the dimensional drift. They're in onto the site. Hunter's Fury available for Jesse Vash. Sat in heaven here for the moment. As Buzz falls at the site is relatively safe. Ping out on the 2 though, and Meteor tagged down to 51. Now Sylvan at 21. Shockdart kills.
Oh, nice way.
As T1 starting to scramble here and look a little bit off kilter. Stacks Hunter's Fury comes out, gets a tag onto 1. Follow-up final shot will connect onto Envy, so some damage dealt. So there's a spot out, but damage being suffered here on both sides. Operator now going to be on the floor as Buzz trying to take control here of this connector. Shorty not going to find the elimination, but does do a considerable amount of damage. And 2GE on the flank does get taken down.
One enemy remaining.
Now it's just Jesse Bash.
Nice.
Falls quickly thereafter. T1 reestablishing some control here within the round and within
choke points से उनको निकलने नहीं दिया बे. दोनों choke points को इतना aggressively fight किया इसको उनको निकलने नहीं दिया. वहीं पे फंसा के रखा उनको.
Watching the correct angles.
इतना proactively fight किया ना.
Nice job by Buzz. Swapped over to the shorty. Buy himself a little extra time and space. Stacks wins his in sewers. So just a lot of individual skill showing up there. Everybody doing their job quite effectively. Of course, helps when
Daddy is back. Clancy, come to play, bro. Okay, buddy.
Still for Jesse. I was a bit curious to see. Oh, they got another spot. That was a really deep recon from Jesse. He sent that in a Narnia. It caught Stacks over at attacker side spawn.
Jeremy just going to be backing off.
I want to play Minecraft so bad.
Izu.
Okay, buddy.
So quite far forward here in sewer. They're going to try to flash clear out in towards long. Izu at the same time.
Is this the first time you're playing Minecraft, bro? Zafar?
Checks the cubby. And now they clash. Izu's able to find it. Shots coming through. Attention from Team Secret now starting to be tied over towards this A site. T1 are rotating back in. Jesse Vash now tagged up as Izu just absolutely taken over this round.
Have you played Minecraft before?
Stacks is the one to lurk this time. Find that kill right outside of double doors. Right. It's absolutely brutal.
Not first time, but not that much. Okay.
You would expect it to be. Wow.
I've played.
It's only one fight, but still 2v4
with
both players. Shieldless tagged up. Stacks still on this deep little linger.
हम खेलते थे मेरे. I used to have a server before. अखंड भारत. ठीक है. हम खेलते थे. मेरी और जेरी की भाई सिविल वॉर हुई है भाई बहुत भयंकर लेवल की.
Yeah, about what you would expect coming into this.
He killed all my cattle and stuff. So I burned down his house.
It is just
हमारी बहुत भयंकर लेवल की सिविल वॉर हुई थी भाई.
The players are on this team, and that's why they can get away with running comps like this. Why they can run the ISO Yoru. You know why anybody can be lurking.
He killed all my cattle, bro. All my cattle.
Often later in the half.
So I went in with dynamite, and
then as the half rolls on,
destroy. I bombed his house, bro.
On who's going to be where the lean is for the team. So it's really hard to get reads on what they're doing, on top of them being tremendously talented top to bottom.
Jerry,
just the individual fragging power.
Jerry बहुत seriously खेलता है भाई Minecraft को बहुत seriously खेलता है. He play.
Really
he
good.
gives it his all, bro.
A defender side for this comp.
Full triad करता है वो.
They're pretty solid at it. Oftentimes going positive in the round ratio aspect. So a lot of work cut out for him, but we saw some moments, we saw some glimpses of hope. A few outplays here and there that T1 had to pull out to win rounds, but still could be done.
Could be done. Needs to start with another pistol win here for the side of Secret. So that the anti-eco. Half the rounds they're able to accrue in that first half.
T1 को देख के मजा आता है यार. गेम प्ले लेवल जिस लेवल का दिखाती है ना T1 अच्छा लगता है.
That last round of the half.
Yeah. Nice shock dart though. Jesse, as always, on point with the util with the Sova.
I'll say something you can pretty much always say about Jesse. Fault line here from Envy at the ready. As there it goes, quick TP out. Looks like Meteor does get noted. Shield now going to be broken. Paranoia is going to be sent in as well.
इतना mid aggressive. इन्होंने वो देखा है बे इनका.
And this mid aggression very nicely dealt with by Team Secret.
Yeah, caught a great timing on it too. Where
T1 mid पे बहुत aggressive आती है.
Cleanly. Everybody dashing in.
Push up through the smoke. Sylvan at the ready. Finds himself a second forward, getting taken down there by Envy. Zizu collects another. Envy eventually going to fall. It's now Buzz and Stacks, the dynamic duo versus Wild Oreo. Just dancing around the boxes here. It seems like Buzz, decent idea of where he's at, decides to just go ahead, backpedal. Wild Oreo gets across into his sight lines, and Stacks is right there on the swing. Johnny on the spot. You go ahead and close it out. Tied up in pistols. Not quite though. In a round count, T1 make their way up to 9.
Yeah, fantastic work here by Buzz, working around that box. It's a great early start. Meteor has nowhere to go. No hope, but Sylvan tucked right into the edge of that smoke. So nicely placed. Holds his ground for the second. And then Buzz there, making sure that the spike is still where it is, on the ground. Therefore, you kind of have a pretty good idea that Wild Oreo had wrapped around to the other side of the box. You could just be patient. Wait for your opportunity, get the double swing with Stacks. Perfect timing, perfect execution as you would expect from a duo that's been playing together as long as those two have. Meteor in the back of sight there. Sylvan as well.
He's expecting the recon.
Yep, just looking for it. There it is.
Eventually does come through. Full flash connecting, and Jeremy able to collect one. Looks for the weapon, but Sylvan is here, and he is playing Protect. Comes up with 3 Stacks, swings in right around behind Wild Oreo.
You get me? Yeah.
That's all that Jesse can do. Just pick up this outlaw.
Jesse playing flank duty, post plant duty. Just team couldn't get there to get the plant down.
An opportunity to try to find the kill here, but doesn't catch a glimpse. Izu does.
Nice.
And that'll be T1 moving up now.
Good shit by Team Secret.
Yeah, look.
Team Secret
nice
T1.
Sylvan. Good game plan early. Again, you're seeing some good combos. You're seeing some good utility usage from the side of Team Secret, but the individual firepower and
will watch this this map though. I like T1 7
too
though.
Much to deal with. Caught Buzz trying to sneak up behind him. So
let them win it real quick.
Plan. You can see that Team Secret has some good ideas, has some good reads, but at the end of the day, T1 is just a little bit further ahead. Oh,
Buzz at the ready. Yeah, the vulnerable out as well. So, yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
Undercut was there, so didn't matter what kind of armor you had. You were absolutely dead to rights, 2G. For a little bit more, does get contact on the Jesse Bash, takes him down to 10 HP.
एक तो Meteor नहीं मानता भाई. क्या aim है भाई बंदे का? Insanely good.
Just feels like any and all entry power now out of Team Secret's hands as they are in danger of losing out on this ante.
Ooh, Jesse.
It's another huge shot. Gets himself a third.
Bhai Jesse Wash bhai.
T1. Maybe getting overzealous, overconfident. Jesse Bash is sitting him down.
Goodness.
Sylvan looking to get away. No damage suffered there. Tries to push forward. Izu's still making his way across through the
Jesse Wash ने क्या बिठाया?
Fault line about to come through, and Envy collecting the kill. Izu now all alone. 1v3.
Trying to isolate.
Short है यार Oreo.
The angle is ready for it, so no bonus conversion to be found. Solid recovery off the back of some very crisp shots from Jesse Bash. And Team Secret will get up to the halfway point trying to tie this up.
No, this is
Jesse Bash बढ़िया आदमी है यार, बढ़िया player है बहुत.
Saves Team Secret's life.
I have immense respect
Gives
भाई.
them some kind of hope. Disgusting.
I have immense respect for this player
felt
भाई.
like that had T1 bonus written all over it, off the rip. Good combo to set Buzz up, do some damage with the outlaw. Even though Buzz goes down, still gonna have another outlaw though. So they're looking for maybe some kind of setup, but plenty of money for Team Secret. 3 of their players could afford full armor, so I'm a bit curious about this. I guess the money just wasn't quite there for the rifle.
मैं टाइम आउट कह रहा हूँ. वो टीपी मारेगा वहाँ से. उनको फुल बेट करके तो उनका एक स्टन वेस्ट हुआ यहाँ पे. स्टन एंड फ्लैश.
Thrown down to sewer. TP confirming a decent amount.
Yeah, Sylvan saw everything. Decoy. Everything in the world there. So just closed. Buzz is got his decoy stuck.
Okay.
I think he might be a victim of the new decoy change. Oh my god.
There's the 1-2, the undercut in play. Flash now going to be sent out. The classic drawn out. As Buzz finds himself a third. Pop Flash through the smoke. Draws out the weapon. Has to double take.
Bye.
To go ahead and clean him up. But he's got the ace. Brought to you by Predator. And that perfectly describes Buzz in that round. On the prowl.
भाई बज़ ने एग्रेशन दिखा दिया भाई.
Oh my god.
जबरदस्ती मारा उनको भाई. जबरदस्ती. Aggression, bhai.
Yeah. Production was just like, we don't have enough time. It was so fast, we couldn't get the replay built.
High score? What does that mean? Did I break it?
Should just replay the round from the beginning. No need to cut up anything.
Well, that's the...
That's an ace with some confidence right there.
No doubt about it. That's the all-time kill leader in international events for you, folks.
जैसे उसने मारा उनका टाइम आउट लेना पड़ेगा.
He just has these moments. Like he's good for one on Haven where he has that round where he just takes over. There's just no hope for the other team. We've seen it so many times this year.
Yep. That's why I've been, you want to glaze Meteor, I'll glaze Buzz.
Go for it, go for it.
The guy's just been at the top of every international that he's been to. He's always, I'd say, underrated.
नहीं, बज़ ने अपने आप को redefine कर लिया भाई. उसका जो mental block था वो finally break हो गया है.
Here on T1, he is looking right as rain.
I mean, I just think back to that chamber moment he had on Icebox last time, where he quick swapped over to the Headhunter. God, that was a thing of beauty.
Well, might get to see that as well in Map 2.
I'm hoping so. I'm curious to see if that's actually T1's Icebox comp, or if that's just something they threw together last minute.
No idea, but now Team Secret, their last timeout committed. Needing to start to turn the tide here. There's Sylvan. At the Reddit, there's the drop down. Paranoia in with the pop flash. Gets out.
Great trap play.
Izu in the corner though, a little bit stranded, but Sylvan hits the transfer.
Izu ने मारा नहीं.
Jeremy both on the floor. 5 bullets remaining here in the mag.
Wait करने का try कर रहा था.
Pushing forward and looking for a bit more. Frenzy on the corner, but 2G trying to shift over towards main. Buzz is right there, ready. Waiting and collecting. Jesse now has given up his position, and Meteor is right on top of him. 12-5. Map point locked in here. 4T1. Team Secret needs 7 consecutive round wins to take it into overtime.
Yeah, one of the things I really like about T1 is the way they play anti-eco, where they set up for these traps, where they have multiple layers of util that they're going to throw at you to make sure that, even though it is just against an eco, we're going to make sure that it's just cleaned up and dealt with. There's no real threats. 20 kills now for Buzz. Has his ult. See if he wants to pop it. Jesse.
See, like 1.2 something kills per round.
Yep. It's pretty good.
Not that many.
Ooh.
Solid.
Nice.
Little notion here from 2GE. Fully anticipates the aggressive push out. Finds that punish.
Over there. I don't think we've really seen that this early from T1 to push out C like that. So good read. Good intuition from Team Secret.
Now Meteor dead. And they get Izu secured into window, but there's going to be a tripwire in behind. And he gets the jump onto one. Cage down. Oreo just cutting across. There's the tripwire. Get one!
Oh!
Ah! Excuse me!
Obe!
He just knew.
Abe,
He
what?
just saw the future.
I'm gonna need a moment.
I'll take this over, because the round's over and Envy's got it. So it is a round win for Team Secret, despite a little bit of wildness of his own from Izu. That was quite the instant transfer there. Sometimes you just know.
What?
Let's see it again. Please.
It's too late.
Ah,
it's too late.
Curse you, production. Okay.
कुछ भी देख लिया भाई.
What the hell just happened?
That was crazy, dude.
All right. Glitch in the Matrix.
Well, you got all the ults in the world for Team Secret. Operator though for Buzz. Oh, the spot.
Jeremy dead.
Walks in front of it.
Buzz once again just getting in, getting his,
Buzz too good भाई.
Just punching
At this
the clock.
point.
9 to 5 kind of guy is Buzz, you know.
T1 has been a bit more of the salt of the earth type team.
This year, yes.
Yeah, just the 1-2-0 they've been able to find. But it's just such a solid advantage here. Buzz is operator. It's been so very clean. And now the dimensional drift will go ahead, scale forward, clear out everything here at A.
Not again.
As Wild Wario trying, yeah, I mean, come on. Buzz exiting here into window, sending out the pop flash, just trying to harass Jesse Vash here out of mid. Forces him forward, gets him into the cubby.
And he TP'd.
Control lose करवा दिया उनको. Nice बे, क्या smartly खेल रहा है.
Okay, I thought for a second he was going to be able to find another
उसने
ace.
यहाँ से throw करवाया उसको वहाँ पे.
13-6, T1 looking electric as always here on their pick of Haven.
Nah, T1 too strong भाई. T1 too strong for them. T1 बहुत ज़्यादा strong है. Oh. चलो guys, I'm gonna head out today early. ठीक है. मोस्टली अगली स्ट्रीम में मिलता हूँ मैं तुम लोग को. अभी मेरे को कुछ चेंजेस करने हैं गाइस. आफ्टर दैट विल बी बैक. ठीक है. सो आई एम एंडिंग द स्ट्रीम अर्ली. सी यू टुमारो. थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन. बाय बाय. टेक केयर.